Williams and Lennox Smith.
Like the first morning, blackbird has spoken. Like the first bird, praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning, blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world.
Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. Stronger, but you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power. Our God, into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God, our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? Stand against.
The Crowd Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first breath. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet had. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden so plain. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the world.
You began in the Senate of opposition and waited your turn. Then demanding as your PM giving directions, you studied and learned. You pay attention to Robbie and the Kamala, also there, all their mistakes. So there is not one excuse that you can make, none that we can take. Cause we give you a turn to ride the DPM one motor car. You take the whole idea with propaganda, it's spelling drunk sour. We give you 2 turns as PM of this nation. So now it's my real obligation to give you a turn before your resignation. Remember it's we who call Eric Dempsey, we call Chambers don't see it your. It's we who beat Robbie like a bobby. So if we say you are a bully, don't take it personally. Don't tell your friends and your family, it comes when the duty is yours. But do not believe that we are afraid to call a donkey an ass or a spade a spade. We will pepper you like a show, Dr. Rowe. People at home, I will never penny, and then we have to say, you tell the world you go look at the heart up once you get the gold. You say the bucket's going to stop at the TV talk when you took your oath. The airport scandal section 24 female gate. Like a raging bull, you declared war and we took the bait. But since you get your turn, nobody gets jailed for corruption. Since you get your turn, no members of the opposition in prison. Since you get 2 turns, you promise to set things right. White collar crime you're going to fight, but is a set apart with nobody. Remember it's we who call and the racists, we even call them rapists. Send up in jail till he come out looking for you. So if we say your government represents 1%, the rich get richer, the poor man in the gutter. But do not believe your powers of Electoral could override the power of this council. The ancestors wouldn't allow Dr. So much unemployment, but still you raise your pay. I remember deceased Patrick Manning in Europe. He got wilder because every car that passed around the corner, you run down the tire. Political battles that came away, you stood up and fought. And when they came with this slander, and there you say, you took them to court. So we gave you a turn to guard, protect, defend the treasury. We gave you a turn to secure the national security. We gave you 2 turns to be mastermind. Reduce violence and crime, but murder's at the highest of all time. Remember it's you Paul Manning Walker. We said he is a piper. That's all. We keep patrols like a mouse, kick him up by his house. So if we say you are a puppet, you're lying in your pocket. And with your shining forehead, your dread and the naughty dread. But do not believe because you brought man down. You couldn't do the same to the scarlet soldier. And then hold the other down. Dr. Rowe! Say before you go. Where was You deserve arrest. So you're anointed, and you're not too young to try it. Don't be hearing that your supporters having real problems. Nation, they voted for a friendly case to say that. They say you're killing your turn. Tonight we'll see fight the economy. You're killing your turn to create a real creative industry. You're killing your turn to be a superstar. Legalize marijuana and make Fitzgerald be like minister. Remember it's me who called Captain Trump. She's smoking marijuana. When you say what's that, you talk about she kept. No! So if she talk about your father, then you think that you slaughter. Oops, did I mention this $1 million pension? Well, do not believe you invincible, or that the young star is really capable. And we hope that you know your next, but don't stop your turn. Before you go, before you go, before you ready for say. Before you go.
Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Before you go, before you go, I wanna fly. You began in the Senate of opposition and waited your turn. Demanding as your PM giving directions you studied and learned. You paid attention to Robbie and the camera observed there all their mistakes. So there is not one excuse that you can make, none that we can take. Once we give you a turn to ride the DPM one motor car, you change the whole idea. With propaganda, it's smelling drunk sour. We gave you 2 terms as PM of this nation, so now it's like your obligation to give you a turn before your resignation. Remember, it's we who call Eric Dempsey. We call Chambers on CEO. It's we who we glory, riding above valley. So if we say you are a bully, don't take it personally. Go tell your friends and your family, it comes with the duty is yours. Well, do not believe that we are afraid to call a donkey and ask us made a thing. We will take fire like a show, Dr. Rowe. Because of and then we have to say, you tell the world you no longer kinda hard up once you get the vote. You say the buck is going to stop and the TV talk when you took your vote. The airport scandal, section 24, delegate. Like a raging bull, you declared war and we took the blame. But since you get your turn, nobody in jail for corruption. Since you get your turn, no members of the opposition in prison. Since you get 2 terms, you promise to set things right. White collar crime you're bound to fight, but is a set back with no fight. Remember it's we who call and the racists, we even call them rapists. Silver boxes up in jail till they come out looking for you. So if we say your government represents 1%, the rich get richer, the poor man in the gutter. But you not believe your powers of Electoral could override the power of this council. The ancestors wouldn't allow Dr. Sing! Before you go! So much unemployment for still raise your pay. Before you go! I remember disease Patrick running in Europe. Period wider because every car that pass around the corner, you run down the tire. Political battles that came away, you stood up and fought. And when they came with this slander, and then you say, you took them to court. So we give your turn to guard, protect, defend the treasury. We give your turn to secure the national security. We give you 2 turns to be the mastermind. Reduce violence and crime, but others at the highest of all time. Remember his true call, Manny Trucker, we say he's a piper. That's all. He keep patrols like a nose, kick him up by his house. So if we say you are a puppet, you're lying in your pocket. And with your shining bald head, you dread and not be dread. But do not believe, because you brought man down. You couldn't do the same to the scarlet soldier. And then for the other down, Dr. Round. Sing before you go. When wash your behavior, just as what you say. After 45 years of public service, you deserve arrest. So you're anointed as you're not too young to try it. Yes, you'll be hearing that your support base having real problems. Nation, they voted for a friendly base to say that. They say you're killing your turn to diversify the economy. To create a real creative industry. You're ready to turn to be a superstar. Legalize marijuana and make Fitzgerald the light minister. Remember his new Paul, come that drunker, she's smoking marijuana. When you say what's that, you're talking about shisha. No! So if she talk about your father, the youth that you slaughter. What's the dimension? This $1 million pension? But do not believe you invincible, or that the young star is really capable. And we hope that you're doing your best, but don't stop your turn before you go. Before you go, you don't care what the people say. Before you go, I wanna fly. Stand up, look. You got started, stand up tonight. This bird got started.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. At time check, it's approximately 33 minutes past the hour, about 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. That was truly the pitbull of radio. Well, in studio. Join us in a bit, will be Lennox Smith.
Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. What bring a call so early?
Good morning, boys.
Good
God
morning.
bless all you. God bless all you. And if you listen to all you, Granny does have more life when she listens to all you. You know what I say? I said, see that song that fella sing the Alan Smith,
Yeah.
and that song value millions of dollars. That song, Granny gets so old, I have never heard something so valuable. When you're singing something and it has value in it, that is it. You think they have nothing bad, they can have no nakedness. Look at what a good job that fella do. It doesn't have a bad word. The people, no nakedness there. Every word that young fella say, it have race, it have politics and that, it have a country. It's educating the people where you was, where you come from, and where you is right now. He's educating the country, educating the people. Watch carefully where all you reach and where all you have to go. Nothing bad. I heard and I listen good. Just check the singers and his Calypsonian and then that is worse. That is waste of time. Disrespectful. And I must say people support that fella. Everything good, $1 million. If you go to value that song, you can't value it. Of course it's valuable. God bless all you boys. God bless all you.
All right, Granny. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Now get you on the board day. Let's get you to get on the board day. Go ahead, morning.
Oh gosh, Andy, good morning. Good morning. Sorry about that. My phone giving me real trouble this morning. The devil busy this morning. But you know what? We will denounce him, Andy. We will denounce him, Andy. Good morning to you, Lennox, Mickie, newbie, and to everybody. Are you hearing me okay, Andy?
Yeah, we are loud and clear.
Right. Andy, that song is like salt on a crapple back.
Yeah, boy.
That song have them playing them like hating, curtailing, because they never thought all the years that Kurt Allen sang against the UNC, they never thought that he would sing against the PNM. Because you know why? Kurt Allen, like quite a few PNMites, are wising up now. And who want to come and run them out and say UNC supporters are worse than PNM supporters? Something really wrong with all you. Maybe if only get a few dollars, all they might be singing a different song, right? But they ain't getting nothing, so that's the song they sing again, right? That is supporters worse. UNC supporters don't take a good look. UNC supporters are not like PNM supporters. PNM supporters are seeing all the wrong thing that's going on in the country, and they're not speaking out against it. And because Kurt Allen now, he's singing about all what Keith Rowley promised to do, all that he told everybody that he was going to do, and he never did it. He never did it. Look, the man is leaving on the 16th. I think last night he traveled to California, right? That is what he wanted to do. He didn't want the job because he screwed up the job, and he messed up the country. For 10 years, you lied to the people. You're leaving on the 16th. Why Monilal and them not in jail? Oh, and by the way, I want to thank Mickie for that wonderful interview with Dr. Monilal last night. It was great. And one of the things he said, he's going after anybody that's slandering his name. Well done, Dr. Monilal. Well done. Right? Because you know why? People want to wash them out too much and they feel that they can get away with it, Andy. Right? And don't answer for what it is they're doing. Don't answer for it. Dr. Rowley lied. He lied his way to government. And the man's still lying. And I want to ask PNMites, why did Keith Rowley move Faris Al-Wari from the ministry, as being Attorney General, and put him in the lowest ministry, local government? Why did he do that? And come telling me about witness statement from Vince Nelson. Andy, Vince Nelson had to do that because the man was dying, right? And the man did that to get money for his family. And that is why he did it. So after he turned around now, and when I heard about what his lawyers were saying at, I think, the appeal or something like that, Andy, I was shocked. And I hope the Trinidadians sit down and listen to what it is that man said. What Faris had that man doing. Faris tell the man that they're going to appeal it over and over if he don't sign that statement. And they paid that when he signed it, Andy. Here, when he signed it, they paid him £1 million, Andy. £1 million? Nah, boy. That is why the Privy Council, after the judgment, you remember with the second judgment, where the Privy Council asked, how come it is this judgment brought in money into the country, and then the lawyer now, the same lawyer, turn around and working for the new government, it is null and void. Now something is wrong with the witness statement. That was against Malcolm Jones, right? Andy, but let me tell you something. If Keith Rowley feel that he is going to get away from what he did to the people of this country, he lied. Because I always keep saying God justice is the best justice. Let him continue with his lies. And I want to tell Gary Griffith, take a good look. You want to come and lie to the people about what took place between 2010 and 2015, right? You didn't know what it has happened, right? You didn't know how Kamala was taking advantage of people, right? But you come now, because they get kicked out of the coalition, you're coming to preach hell and damnation. I want to remind him, you still looking for the 148,000 people from COP. Well, hear what? Most of them going back to the UNC, who ain't die, either they're not into politics or anything again. So you keep looking, Gary Griffith, and you keep lying. And now, because Prakash went across to the side with the UNC, he have to be called. Gary is a big man. He's a big man. We are getting on like a schoolyard bully so far. Because Prakash went across, said that's your behavior. And have the gall to say, what up to now they can't tell him what it is he say. Nobody have to tell you what it is he say. You went on Mickie program the very said evening, and you wash him out on Jolly John, and then you were on every other program after that, washing him out on Jolly John, and you still want Kamala to tell you what it is you said? It don't work so. It don't work so. Right? And you come into talk like the ink ain't dry yet. He going after Hammersmith. Who tell Hammersmith to invite Kamala and them to the meeting? Sometimes I wonder, Andy, these people who want to bully people on the chats, who want to stink up people name, who want to call them, that derogatory name that they like to call Indian people, I want to know, are you all adults or are you schoolyard bullies? You take the bullying from the schoolyard into the chats on them? And I want to remind all who just want to play kissy face with them, when they call people, Indian people, the C name, remember, they think that same way about all you. So they hug and kiss. Or they hug and kiss and don't stand up for what all they think is right. That's why this country will never straighten out. Right? And Andy, as I said, I heard that he traveled to California last night. Let's hope that the prostate exam, I don't want him to die now, Andy. I hope the prostate exam that he's going to check up on, I hope it come back good. And I want him to see how Vincent Nelson now, like the old time people saying, Miss Howard Cat.
Oh boy, I ain't getting you there.
What Rowley did to this
Right, something about
country,
Vincent
especially
Nelson.
locking out our people out of this country. Thanks a lot, Andy, and have a good morning.
Wait, before you go out, we hear up there when you say something about Vincent Nelson. We get everything else, but you mentioned something about Vincent Nelson and went something with Vincent Nelson, and then we ain't get again. So wait till you say about Vincent Nelson.
And so all that time you didn't hear what I said?
Yeah, we hear everything.
That's the lawyer.
Right.
Okay,
Up there we hear when you mention Vincent, so just finish on the Vincent. Because we hear everything else.
Yeah, you know what I was saying.
Yeah.
You see how Vincent Nelson, we pray for Vincent Nelson not to die, to have to stand up today, Andy, and testify against Farris, right? And all the lies coming out is the same thing have to happen to Keith Rowley. And I'm saying, I'm praying that his prostate examination that he gone for in California, I hope it come back good. I want it to come back good. Right? That he have to face, according to what Kurt Allen said, you have to face the people now. It's your turn next. It's your turn now, Keith Rowley, and it's coming soon. Andy, thanks a lot again, and have a good morning. Take care.
Thank you so much. Hope you're going to take some calls. Like Granny and Miss Santa Cruz started up early. We'll get some headliners there in a little bit. Let's see if anybody send any voice note to one time.
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, discourse, Mickie. First thing first, Andy. I would like to congratulate the women cricket team, Trinidad ladies cricket team for a job well done. I look at the game, and they played very well to come and beat. I think it's Leeward Island. What a good cricket game. I watched the game. Coming to the end, it was really good. Anyhow, next thing is, the boys have said we are selling gold card now. You can get a gold card for a couple $1 million. You know what? I don't know, maybe the guys on the other side of the island maybe also call and let you know about the gold card now. There is nothing buy gold card. Make a deal. It's called make a deal. So you can sell gold card. And then I listen, I watch Pastor, whatever his name, and that Pastor of guys. All that guys, how do anybody can have a show? That man just sit down here and let the callers talk, and the man who have got to say, he don't have no opinion, no discussion. And then why do people tune on? Oh, that you can ask for Kingsley to tune on to. This guy don't have that song. Come on. I am today the biggest problem I have with them guys is what I'm kind of shows. No opinion, no response, no answer, no question, nothing. Next caller. Nothing. I mean, they need to go on report to spread like hot bread in Trinidad. They need to spread the gospel of the ground report. Then what you listen to a Bruce show in Stephen Reed's house. I don't even watch it like that. I'll try to call him and tell you, hey, you only promote your to make money for yourself, party and party and party. That's bullshit. But anyhow, we need to spread the gospel of the ground report and then else. We need to spread the gospel of the Lamati, my friend. I watch the show almost every night, laugh at my wife finally take it on with myself to look at it. My wife and I. And to listen to you, the big good man and the and then out. He finally lie down in the bed and relax and listen at it. So then out, you better fight hard for those people. I want to get all three seats. Show Lavanti and whatever policy that we can take all three. And those are the people up in the other side of the island up here calling and trying to criticize me and all kind of crap. They will get what they coming to them. They will get what coming to them. Make a deal, I demand me. Make a deal. He's a deal man. You want to build hotel and thing in Palestine land. Make a deal. Palestine man, you want to build hotel and all kind of 5-star. Make a deal, I demand they call it. Make a deal, up New York to make a deal with them. Go back now, make a deal. Okay, Andy, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Orlando lockdown.
Thank you very much, Orlando. Oh boy, let me see if there any voice note before I say morning to Lennox Smith. And a voice note here.
Good morning. Do you guys have a radio station?
We don't have a radio station yet, but you will get us on Guile the Caribbean, Guile on Ampere Flow and those type of things, or social media. If you have a smart TV, let the grandchildren or the children them show you how to get on to us to be a part of the ground report. Because many people locate me back, plenty people know who do jump back on it because they have no internet, they have no smart TV, they have no flow or amplifier and them kind of things. Most of them too, plenty of them have the digital network, which I want to believe Earl Fabian will be working on that aspect. When you get through with that, boy, he will get you. Well, if he get you with that, he get you, yes. So you the digital network. Too. Not Ian Allen, not Stefan, nobody go on nothing. Where the ground report, that will be up our next level. That is the whole, oh God, high power. High power to teach all that boy, oh God. Oh God! Lennox Smith, what's the headliners there, my brother? What is the headliners you have for us? Morning to you.
Good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Of course, we are a little, of course, technical issue, but you know, I'm a fast learner, so I was able to switch it to my secondary system. And so that is what you are benefiting from now. In addition to which, of course, you might get some lagging. I'm noticing it there. That is something that I have not yet been able to, of course, iron out. But that being as it may, of course, there's quite a lot of well, the Dr. Rowley has said that he will be leaving when? Let me hear when he will be leaving.
I think sometime in May or June or something, sir.
The 16th. No, he gave a date. Yeah, next month. 16th.
16th of March.
16th of, yes. March, yes. So he has given a date. He says that he wants to, of course, open or cut the ribbon for the airport terminal in Tobago, and thereafter, of course, he will make his departure. Well, it can't come too soon. Clearly too late, but certainly it can't come too soon in the present circumstances of the country. Of course, he did that while, of course, changing the name of O'Meara Road. You know that O'Meara Road in Arima to, of course, the Julian, the deceased parliamentarian. But of course, the presence of so many ministers tells you that, of course, it's election time. But very, very, very interesting as well, of course. Like all of them are suffering from some kind of senile lapse, or should I say, acute senility, because here it is, of course, Sinanan probably forgetting that there is an election to come and that they will be kicked out of office. He then says, of course, that he had quite a number, in fact, he mentioned in the thousands of projects that the ministry would have undertaken. I don't know why he would make that a feature of his address in a function such as that, dedicated to dedicating a road change or a name change of a road. But he did say that what was very interesting and probably ludicrous, he did say that Stuart Young will take them into the next term, in the next 5 years or something, words to that effect. And then, of course, I know that it was certainly the exercise was about politicking and attempting, of course, to hoodwink the population. But let's must be an election before that can happen at the end of this year. That's for sure. And all the projections that Sinanan would have made is just an exercise in futility. The first step is to have an election, and of course, what we have seen there is that they have no intention, of course, of calling an election. But more significantly, when one takes a cursory assessment of that statement, because you know they fumble on each other, they topple over each other, and from individual to individual, you get the greater picture, because the whole government seems to be not a simplistic puzzle. I can't say a complex puzzle, but here it is that in order for Stuart Young to, of course, carry the PNM into any further leadership position, he will have, of course, to contend with internal elections. Not so, but he did mention that. He just said that Stuart Young. So probably he's setting up the rank and file and those who were with him there to suggest that somehow Rowley will continue to favor Stuart Young to lead the party consequential of their constitutionally due internal elections. And that and a pink donkey, I'm sure everybody would say that nobody would see, including, of course, Sinanan and Rowley. So I'm sure that they're waiting for Rowley to make his departure, to see his back. I don't think this Chinese fella could ever, of course, lead Trinidad and Tobago at all. I see him Rowley. You take him out of the equation. Well, of course, clearly you would see that Stuart Young would have achieved nothing. So nothing from nothing, I suppose, leave nothing at the end of the day. So that is the state of play there as far as that is concerned. So once again, of course, as far going right back to the headlines, well, O'Meara Road rename Lisa Morris Julian Boulevard. Griffith Rowley leaves office with 100% success at elections. Well, of course, you know, if he was in the good graces of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, he would have noted the fact that wise in government, the the PNM lost totally Tobago, he would have seen, of course, that they came into office in 2015 with Sandy Grande. They have lost it twice in local government elections. And, of course, a plethora of by-elections that the PNM would have lost. And clearly, they would have lost it to whom? Let us remind Gary Griffith to the UNC, while Kamala Prasad Bisesa would have been at the helm of that organization. I know that he would wish otherwise. And clearly, of course, if he is zeroing in terms of elections, well, of course, he has to say, well, he's specifically referring to national elections. But he didn't say that. He said that Rowley left with 100%. He says, success at elections. Our job, of course, is to give him a dose, or anybody, in fact, a dose of reality that is not entirely so, and therefore one can say he is disingenuous, or one can say that he deliberately lies, or one can say that, of course, he has a serious chip on his shoulder, because if the circumstance were different, then I'm sure that he would have identified what we have identified as successes during the Rowley administration over the last 9 years, and attribute those election victories to Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the UNC. So the UNC completes the screening. That's the next piece of news. Of course, they have named eight let's say, successful candidates for the upcoming 2025 elections. But I'm sure the astute mind of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, and I'm sure that those who are close to her would have already realized, as we have on the ground report, that there will be no elections until around September, because Rowley and they have to, of course, achieve at least two things. One, to see how Stuart Young will perform, and therefore give him some leeway, so to do, unfortunately, at our impatient expense. Let me repeat that. Unfortunately, at our impatient expense, because we are impatient in the sense that we want elections now, but of course they are going to take it down to the wire. It is clear, in order to see how Stuart Young would perform, and of course give of course his props and opportunity, including Rowley, to give him unmeritorious commendations, as we have seen him being, of course, anointed or appointed to the office of Prime Minister come the 16th. But you never could tell. Rowley could change his mind as well. That is how schizophrenic he is. He could, and he probably will tell you he never said that as well. So we see how that pans out. Trump ends, of course, Chevron Venezuela oil production license, and of course, try as one may, while of course we had to extrapolate and to suggest that it was Chevron, the American president Donald Trump's recent executive order was directed at. And of course, but it was so ambiguous that one wanted to find out if Trinidad and Tobago's license would have been rejected as well. But that did not come out. So of course, so we remain with Chevron for the time being. But of course, we have also heard Dr. Rowley saying that the government has to go to the United States and negotiate with the Americans to extend or sustain this status quo. The extent to which, of course, that is, well, a bullish here mean aggressive Trump administration, and with, of course, the Secretary of State being, of course, a total and absolute advocate for anti-Cuba, anti-Venezuela, and any country that, of course, are engaged in what is called the various axis of evil in the world. I don't think that will be a successful venture. But of course, Rowley and they, as a person who would be suffering now from cognitive dissonance, when the fox couldn't get the grapes, he then says, of course, it has worms, it nasty, etc. Well, I'm sure when that time comes, you'll hear Rowley saying, people wish it bad, and as a consequence, of course, it manifested itself. Something like sandals now. Let's go ahead. 5 Venezuelans held for human trafficking trafficking to Trinidad. Yes, so that's a developing story. At that point, I had some internet issues, so I wasn't able to get a glean of the entire story. But certainly, I think it speaks for itself. Charges against ex-SSA employees, police officer dropped. Let me read that again. Charges, as I said, I don't have access to the internet on this system, so I'm using 2 systems. One to, of course, communicate with you, and the other to read the information. I don't want to put pressure on the one that I'm using now because it's less powerful, and it may interrupt with the level of static that I am already experiencing. But the charges against ex-SSA employees, right? A police officer dropped. So it means that you could interpret that to mean that those employees that would have been charged, because I think 2 or 3 of them would have been charged. It appears that matter is dropped. I don't know if it's because of lack of evidence or non-appearance of the police in those matters. We will, of course, have to get. And I hope that, of course, there are callers out there very, very aware, very acute, very eruditic. They would, and I'm sure that they will be able to assist us with respect to that. Prime Minister to resign on March 16. So that goes without saying. We dealt with that already. Government heeds residents' cries. Basso police station reopens after all these deaths. But this is the government that, as people would say, elections have consequences, and therefore the destruction across the board in every sphere of life in Trinidad and Tobago, meted out and perpetrated by this government, is of course mind-boggling and of course almost enigmatic. For the first time, I believe probably in the Western Hemisphere, you have a government that appear to search out for evil to, of course, impose on its population, whether it be taxes or whether it be, of course, saying things that at one time was intended to appease and people would have had expectations, whether it be, of course, not pursuing property tax and not pursuing subsidies. And we can go on and on. And of course, telling us that they didn't interfere with certain things. And of course, where it is convenient, they then tell us even vaccines. They tell us that they have signed non-disclosure, non-disclosure agreements. But I think that what is most despicable is this government's interference with the legal and judicial system in this country. You just imagine, you use, of course, your slim majority in the parliament to impose 3 additional seats in the Tobago House of Assembly, and then, of course, as if that was enough, you then, of course, use your slim majority to postpone local government elections. Well, on both occasions, the people rejected that kind of high-handed and dogmatic and totalitarian approach to governing Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, in the second instance, the Privy Council said in no uncertain terms that you breach the fundamental rights, the constitutional rights of your citizens to, of course, elect who they would like to rule them at the local government level, and in what period, because the period had come and you just use your slim majority to try to postpone. Well, the Privy Council pronounced on that, and there's nothing this administration could do to whitewash or to extricate themselves from that dastard act of attempting to undermine the democratic process and and of course, in the face of so many instances of electoral undermining and deception, and of course, the latest of them is Dr. Rowley's pronouncements, without telling us that the wife of his Attorney General, a man who is known internationally for lying, is of course the Assistant Secretary General of CARICOM, but he then made the statement categorically that she would be part and parcel clearly of a decision to send CARICOM observers for the next elections, and at the same time making those statements definitely suggested that Rowley had no intention of departing the office of Prime Minister. You can't make them kind of statement and not leave it to your successor. So it is clear that there was no intention so to do up to that point in time. Something would have, of course, occurred for drastic for Rowley to make his departure in the way that he has orchestrated. It was nothing about succession planning. Succession planning don't be so chaotic. You went to Tobago in a session there to unveil that decision, sudden decision, and then it turned out to be the 11-9, and then of course you have to come back to Trinidad in what I consider to be that bloodletted, or put another way, that building where of course blood money was used, Trinidad and Tobago's taxpayers' monies were used to construct. I'm talking about Balize House. Yes, you can't tell me that you suddenly, after telling us that you were in the red, the PNM that is, in 2015 of over $5 million, you suddenly get over 100 million to do a double construction. One, a renovation of the original Balize House, and then of course on the car park itself, you have a multi-story. In fact, I think it's a 5-story construction of steel, mortar, and brick, etc. And it is not yet, we ain't talking furnishing as yet. So we know that is over $100 million. Where the hell you get that money from? You have to tell us. And you conscientious or even non-conscientious, but looking on and wanting to get more information, you question yourself. I'm talking about the sycophants and the apologists and those persons who still have some kind of what I consider to be a denial syndrome about the conmanship and the dishonesty of the Rowley administration and the PNM in general. Are talking about the leadership level, because you are the grassroots level, you are the rank and file level. You will get nothing and have gotten nothing. So I trusted that you will search your conscience and know when the time comes, the elections will come. You have to call it. All the braggadocio and all of the blustering that he has been engaged in, that day will come, and you will make your decision as far as that is concerned. And of course, we expect that 39 seats, at least I expect 39 seats in Trinidad, and of course, it means therefore that the Laventils will be part and parcel of that historic event. The Tabakit man gunned down in Orange Field. All right, so the murders continue in spite of the presence of an SOE. Sometimes you believe that this is an ordinary day. Every day in recent times is an ordinary day in Trinidad and Tobago as far as crime and criminality is concerned, and you would never believe that there is an SOE in effect. But that is the ineffectiveness of that SOE, I suppose. A new Tobago airport opens March 15th. Hoteliers want info on new flights. Well, let's see what that brings, because I mean, a new airport is not equivalent to or is not concomitant with greater activities, particularly where the Rowley administration is concerned. We have had too many instances where promises were made, and I remember very distinctly, Sanders was supposed to bring 500 million, $500 million dollars in revenue every year. Well, of course, we have not seen a blasted cent. That being as it may, of course, well, again, PM to unveil Lisa Morris. That was done. Well, again, ministers promise port efficiency, border protection with new scanners. Yeah, right. Of course, two scanners that were acquired by the Ministry of Finance, and of course, that statement is coming out of the mouth of Imsworth. He is indicating that, of course, those two scanners will do two things. Two things. I mean, and yes, I'm emphasizing because of how ridiculous and how ludicrous the statement is. But that is these what I consider to be individuals that clearly are suffering from acute cognitive, intellectual, and cerebral decline. Yeah, they seem to be in a state of Alzheimer's or something or senility that is indescript or has not yet been discovered as a disease. Because here the statement: ministers promise port efficiency, border protection with new scanners. Just imagine that. So in other words, those scanners alone will, of course, generate the border protection, etc. You ain't talking about the boats that were left, those vessels that were left, the Damien vessels that were bought clearly by a government that understood the need that we are an island state and surrounded by water, therefore, and we are, of course, in the crossroads to drug shipments from South America to our northern friends, talking about the United States as well as that of Europe, and therefore the purchase of those vessels were crucial for the Coast Guard. Well, they were left, of course, dormant or in a state of disrepair or unused. And then, of course, now telling us that two scanners will now, of course, protect the borders and, and of course, make the port more efficient. Hogwash, and of course, a deepening of what I consider to be persons who are in a state of serious psychosis. Yeah. Well, again, 3 Queen's Crown. No, I'm not going to focus on Carnival as yet. So, Andy, those are some of the issues that I want you can intervene as soon as you wish. If not, let me just continue with one or two others. Yes, in World Cancer. You say World Cancer Day. I don't know if it's the day they're talking about, but I'm seeing it World Cancer Day 2025. As I say, I cannot get to the stories because the internet is not working on the system that I'm utilizing, so I have to rely on my previous knowledge and then, of course, do my own assessment in the circumstance. Let me see what again. Appeal court upholds, yes, so that's very important. Yeah, of course, appeal court upholds Vera Bajan's ruling against Equal Opportunities Tribunal chairman. I think this is a very interesting one. I would love I hope I would get the internet before we depart. I wanted to take a look at this particular story because I think it's very interesting that the Equal Opportunities Commission itself is being accused of one of the very issues, that is to say, to be biased or to infringe people's, of course, equal opportunities. So it itself, of course, is being accused of anti-equal opportunities conduct. I think that surmise Trinidad and Tobago to the total upside down. The institution that is supposed to be responsible for protecting people's equal rights, access to jobs, access to government agencies, access to resources, etc. It itself was accused of not pursuing that course of action, and the courts agree with the person who would have complained about that action. Very, very interesting indeed. We'll get a chance, of course, to look at it later down the road. Of course, the Tobago Festival's CEO defends hiring Brian McKnight, remove the plank from your eye. I think that is an ongoing situation. In addition, of course, to the Deputy Chief Secretary, Ms. Israel, I think it is, as I said, I don't have the benefit of the information before me, but I think she was accused of being obscene to workers, and that is an investigation that is ongoing. I trust that it will, of course, be completed soon, and that if in fact it turned out to be true, then of course action should be taken. But I also noted that of course in the whole melee, those who were involved were claiming that they're waiting for the next elections, and it suggests to me that there is a dichotomy, that there is a divide. That is to say, there are persons who, of course, would like to see the backs of the Farley administration, and of course, I know that there are others who are saying that that incident of which they complain of her being obnoxious did not occur. So, of course, I suppose an objective investigation will bring to the fore what the facts are. Police vowed to keep Trinidad and Tobago safe during Carnival. What's new? Carnival has always attracted a massive deployment of police officers, and of course, something that people may not know, but of course, I from the Laventille community, Spalding and so on, would know. Well, of course, what usually happens around Carnival time, the police will round up those persons who they believe may be mischief makers for Carnival, and just lock them up and let them go after on Ash Wednesday. Of course, we know that is totally high-handed. It is illegal. You can't just lock up people just like that. But of course, they know they know those persons, but it doesn't mean that they should take advantage. They should and infringe the law in order, of course, to preserve the rest of our rights, because of course that is always the beginning of some kind of despotic tendency. But that seemed to be par for the course, and those who have been affected, they have not, of course, taken legal action afterwards. So one assumes that they are comfortable with that, happy to be set free and happy to be held as well. Some of them, of course, avoid public spaces because, of course, they know that they are known by the police, and they would be subjected to that kind of what I consider to be ultra vires actions in strictly speaking. But they have grown accustomed to that over the years. But as I said, one case of somebody taking action against the police, and I bet you all of that done. If the person has done a wrong, then of course that is your job to, of course, investigate and of course charge. But if because you know him to be a thief, that you simply and maybe no strict place of abode, you strictly, of course, round them up and lock them up, and then, of course, and then say that you had a peaceful carnival. All that, of course, is in the name of a peaceful carnival. But what is nothing strange about that. During the course of the carnival festivity, overwhelming force is shown on the carnival, especially Carnival Monday and especially on Tuesday, where, of course, the police, and then, of course, just to make sure that things turn out the way they plan, they then, of course, cut short the carnival when, of course, it was supposed to end at a particular time. They will tell you, of course, pack up and leave town immediately, so that they minimize any untoward incident. Of course, they are acting in their own best interests, even though it may be, of course, contrary to the rules. But that is how it is. 3 guns found, a man held for a elaborate fatal shooting. Yes, my friend, are you back? Just heard an indicator there. Yes, indeed. So once again, 3 guns found Man held for Labre fatal shooting. Yes, indeed. Right. So those are some of the headlines that are making the news at this point in time. Bishop's High, Signal Hill, started Tobago basketball season with a bang. All right. We defocus on issues like these because at the end of the day, bread and butter issue is the most important because without it, you cannot even go to basketball or function in any one of the other what I consider to be capacities where human beings engage. Because of course, as human beings, we must eat. We must also live somewhere. So food, shelter, and then of course we have clothing. You must clothe yourself, but you also have, of course, these days entertainment. And for me, entertainment also means, of course, sports. Whether you are actively involved or you are a spectator, including, of course, carnival and so on, which of course could be considered under the rule entertainment. All right, but again, somebody saying absurd power in revenue authority. Again, I don't have the benefit of the details of that, so I wouldn't be able to give any preliminary or synopsis on the article itself. Revolutionary condemns racist war. All right, so Rowley's date with destiny. One of those are articles that are making the news today. Tabakit man gunned down in Orange, right? We did that already. Omira Griffith, right? We said about Griffith already. But again, charges against, okay? Yes, indeed. All right. Okay, well, let me take this opportunity at this point in time, PM CARICOM, to amend a treaty of Shagaramas. Again, I would have liked us to have a read of that particular event. I suppose people like Mr. Tanapuna I'm sure, would be taking a look at that. And if he doesn't, this is an indication that I would like to know more about, of course, the PM's announcement that CARICOM to amend a treaty of Shagaramas. Yes, indeed. Let me give you a little more information about, of course, the internal affairs here. I want to thank Mickie for, of course, interviewing me as political leader of Laventille Lottery for Vertical Enrichment. Yes, I have not been authorized by the team to, of course, give any details except to say that Laventille Love will be there. We will be contesting under our own symbol. The symbol is a rocket, and of course, the symbol of the rocket itself is that to tell Laventille that the sky is the limit. That is why the rocket was chosen, and every part of the rocket we will play that on the corridor transformation and I hope that we'll get a chance on the ground report as well to show what the red symbolize or what the blue symbolize, of course. And he has his own interpretation. He said the blue is a Kodimaljo. Well, I never thought of that, but I think in retrospect, it sounds like an area we must of course focus on as well, having regard to the fact that Laventille has been blighted, having of course settled politically on the PNM that of course have returned pain, ache, agony, distress, and oppression, and of course, rendered the area second class and probably third class and fourth class citizens, and a place not to visit, not just locally, but of course, regionally and hemispherically and internationally. And that is something we commit ourselves to, of course, eradicating. We believe that Laventille gave the country its national culture, Steelpan, Calypso, Carnival, and in case you are in doubt, well, of course, Cambole, which of course marks the start of Carnival in earnest, where it starts right at the corner of Piccadilly Greens there, and well, strictly speaking, Piccadilly Street and that of course, Prince Street. We are not too far from our facility here is not too far from there, and of course, so just to give just a historical perspective, and the fact that we have done all of that. One of the things that we're looking at is to honoring by way of a statue or a bus put maybe in the town hall or some strategic place in Laventille, statue of Spree Simon, who is the man who has been accredited with that particular invention. The only percussion instrument in the 20th century invented, and of course is now making waves. And the government long time ago ought to have done what is being done now. But of course, there is always some what I consider to be ulterior motive when this government does something, because Dr. Rowley, if he was serious, he would not have focused on those magnificent 7 buildings where tonloads of monies have been expended, millions of dollars has been expended, of course, and experts who are have a prowess in antiquities were deployed or were paid to, of course, resurrect those buildings, whether it be Stolmeyer Castle, whether it be Whitehall, what is Whitehall now, whether it be the Archbishop Building, whether it be, of course, QRC, whether it be Mayflower, whether it be, of course, the President's House, all of them. Very early in this administration, they were focused, of course, on those relics, I should say, of the past colonial experience. And then, of course, as maybe as an afterthought, I would say, and then the pan was considered to be now a contemporary indigenous symbol of unity among the very diverse population of Trinidad and Tobago. And suddenly, of course, you have focused now on removing the 3 ships, therefore a colonial relic, and replacing that with the steel pan. I think this government has shown an inconsistency that, of course, is disquieting. And then of course you will appreciate the fact that why one would say that they have always some sinister motive. And what's that? Maybe the Pan fraternity represents a large number of, especially the African community, who would be attached to it, but of course, it has grown to be a national symbol, no doubt, and all participate. In fact, when you go to the Savannah and Panorama, you see the true melting pot that is Trinidad and Tobago. We are multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multicultural, and we participate, of course, in what is considered to be the common culture, which, of course, is what we indigenously invented, which of course, one of which of course is the steel pan, the other of course maybe calypso and chutney as well, and maybe doubles, and we can go on and on. So but of course one cannot take away the fact that because it was not a priority at the onset of this administration, the Rowley administration, one cannot help but of course identify a certain amount of what I consider to be insincerity in terms of the attempt to eliminate, according to Dr. Rowley, our colonial past, when of course those buildings were focused upon. Maybe that money could have been used to utilize the land that was given by the Pandey administration to the Pan fraternity, in of course realizing its dream of a mall and maybe other educational and other facilities that could have been housed there for commercial and for commercial reasons, etc., a museum, etc., in order, of course, to make the fraternity self-sufficient financially. But instead, of course, the land was taken away, given whether they give it up or not, that is irrelevant. If the government is sincere about indigenous development and being part of our culture, the issue of whether give up or taking of those lands ought not to be part of the equation at all. And then, of course, you replace it with a complacent and very submissive leadership as far as the Pan fraternity is concerned, by accepting, of course, a small piece of real estate on Rising Road, the former central post office was there, and then I think a section of the Ministry of Planning was also there as well. I think the Lands and Survey Department. But of course, and I am saying that to me is a total and absolute contradiction to the statement that of course the PAN should now replace the 3 ships symbolizing Columbus's first voyage on the coat of arms of the country. I think that there is clearly something is wrong with that. You cannot be so conscious on the one hand and so totally disrespectful, frankly, on the other hand, because where it matters is its economic sustainability. And I think the government should have used those monies, if they really were serious, to develop that parcel of land up at Trin City there, in order to really give the PAN fraternity not only the sustainability, but the respect that they claim that they have for the PAN. So even though, of course, the emblem initiative is welcome, certainly there is much more to be done. And the fraternity itself must, of course, find a way to, of course, assert itself. I have been very active and very opposed to, for example, putting desperados on Nelson Street. Remember, they had the option, the government had the option of leaving them on Tragridge Road, and they would have always had government real estate on Nelson Street. The point I am making here, where they were on Tragridge Road is now designated for the headquarters of the Ministry of Social Development. And you put, of course, desperados on Nelson Street.
Yes.
Well, all you sycophants and all those nationalistic minded persons, including those in the PAN fraternity, if those 2 pieces of real estate were there, why didn't they put the Ministry of Social Development on Nelson Street and leave desperados where they were on Tragridge Road? I leave that up to you. Andy, back to you. Why? It's obvious that they knew that is a dangerous place. So they put desperados there.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang,
Yay!
The Trinidad, a luxury liner,
In the Caribbean Sea, with a captain named Dr. Rowley.
Oh yes, sail smooth and free. But sadly, Eric William passed away.
But suddenly he going away, and again we young, someone turn the bridge over to a captain named Stuart Young.
Blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I sail a ball. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa.
Vote them out. Look, the captain here telling you, vote them out.
And he needed a successor and to complete the destruction.
The Trinidad,
Shiny man.
oh, she was a beauty with wealth that few surpass.
Plenty wealth we had.
And in her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully, she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took by bulk and go. Now all. She's at the lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty. No electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh boy, what we tell you to do? Elections coming, vote PNM out.
Trinidad, in her day of sailing, she was a friend to one and all. She never once ever hesitated to answer all SOS calls. And yes, well, she always did her best to help out those in distress. Now it's so sad to see she's in difficult.
Real difficulties. It's up to you, it's up to me. To what?
Categorically declare, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa.
Oh boy, we're not sitting on it and perishing at all.
Yes.
We can't do that. We have to save our country.
Restore the credibility of this beautiful vessel. Money's no problem. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, suspicion running strong. Who's to be blamed for all her failures? Who's to be blamed?
We's to be blamed. We the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Now please remember I'm warning you. For to the years she had the same crew who hold the keys to her fault. So we know who's at fault. Now it's up to you, it's up to me to make her worthy to go back to sea. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. We don't know. We don't know. Captain, you tell me. We don't know. We don't know.
Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago. Just listen to this and tell me if all you know what to do with Stuart Young. Rowley, well, he'd gone. Amen, hallelujah. On the 16th. PNM will go, amen, hallelujah, when they call that election date. But listen.
Good evening to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean. Today is Sunday, February 23rd, 2025, and this is Operation Liberation. In the closing stages of the the Caribbean Heads of Government conference held here in Barbados, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Keith Rowley, stated that gangs should be classified as terrorist organizations. Mr. Rowley, I would like to say to you, sir, in fact, I can't call you sir. That's too good a term to address you by. I gotta say boy, because your behavior to date has been nothing more than juvenile, asinine behavior. And one of the things that I have to say to you is that Trinidad and Tobago signed the UN Security Resolution 1373 Anti-Terrorist Act on the 28th of September 2001. Also, prior to that, on the 19th of July 2007, Trinidad and Tobago also agreed and signed, acceded to the Bioweapons Convention. Trinidad and Tobago also signed the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2018, which prohibits the use of biological weapons and also prohibits the assistance, financing, and supporting of the use of biological weapons. Trinidad and Tobago also signed on the 25th of September 2013 the Arms Trade Treaty. But yet, you come to Barbados and sit down in a Caribbean Heads of Government conference and tell the CARICOM members that gang members need to be classified as terrorists. I want to ask you one question, Mr. Rowley, and being as your head is shining brighter than your future right now, I would like you to answer this question to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Who are the real terrorists? Trinidad and Tobago has recorded 3,702 murders between 2018 and 2024, and it's still ongoing because of policies your PNM government put in place at the behest of a criminal organization such as the World Health Organization, led by a known terrorist, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, who was being instructed by the terrorist organization of the Central Intelligence Agency, being funded by US aid for using US taxpayers' money and directed by the Bank of International Settlements, the OECD, the Inter-American Development Bank, as well as the criminal Democrat Biden administration led by Joe Biden and other terrorists. Who are the real terrorists? Furthermore, you, under your administration, implemented biological weapons in violation of UN Security Resolutions 1373. And the most egregious of all is that on paragraph 4, it says, I quote, with concern the close connection between international terrorism and transnational organized crime, illicit drugs, money laundering, illegal arms trafficking, and illegal movement of nuclear, chemical, biological, and other potentially deadly materials, and in this regard emphasizes the need to enhance coordination of efforts on national, sub-regional, regional, international levels in order to strengthen a global response to this serious challenge and threat to international security. What have you done? You have violated that UN Security Resolution by allowing armed gangs to operate in Trinidad with full knowledge of your government. In addition, you are in violation of 18 US Code 175, the prohibition of biological weapons, which states, whomsoever knowingly develops, produces, stockpiles, transfers, acquires, retains, or possesses any biological agent or delivery system for use as a weapon, or knowingly assists a foreign state or any organization to do so, or attempts, threatens, or conspires to do the same, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for life, or any term of years, or both. Mr. Rowley, you and the PNM will be brought to justice via the Caribbean COVID Crimes Criminal Justice Tribunal. You are nothing more than a corrupt terrorist organizer, and you are a corrupt political leader whom the rest of the corrupt Caribbean leaders have now sought to pay tribute to, simply because you are now covering your dirty little backside, trying to run away from the justice that is coming. The people of the Caribbean will hold you accountable, and you will be tried, you will be convicted, and you will be executed for the crimes against humanity. Have a good evening.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. And I have to listen to that foolishness. And I have to listen to that foolishness. And I have to listen to that foolishness. What the hell they're coming to see me for? What the hell they're coming to see me for? What the hell they're coming to see me for?
Are you not the only one who haven't been seeing me? My wife is saying the same thing too. Are you not the only one who haven't been seeing me? My wife is saying the same thing too. Are you not the only one who haven't been seeing me? My wife is saying the same thing too.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
I was going to the Oval one evening, and I stopped as it was drizzling, and a radio station was on. And on that radio station, which wasn't my favorite station, but it was on in the vehicle I was in, a most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves, called the Ground Report. You all remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirty. As a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago? Election or no election. And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this, and I had raped this and I had done that, and the ground report. They want to know what the plan is? The plan is to put an end to this.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. And I have to listen to that foolishness. What the hell they're coming to see me for? And you're not the only one who haven't been seeing me. My wife is saying the same thing too.
Dr. Rowley, PNM, Stuart Young, Agocadabra, the Crown Report is still here. Rah! Rah! I'm not going nowhere. Right here on Garel, Trinidad and Tobago, Garel the Caribbean. Right here on social media platforms. Thank God for those platforms that we can continue going and going. And we feel people still finding we back, Rowley. We feel what we say people, even if you in here, somebody who know you go here, and them they tell you what they hear.
It was more wishful thinking, Andy, and of course, measure of the what I consider to be lack of thought, lack of being able to ideate, to think on the part of Rowley and his minions, because they underestimate the resourcefulness, the creativity, and the dedication, most importantly, the dedication of the team to national development and to make certain that our democracy is sustained by giving, of course, information that is factual, that is provable, the veracity of which cannot be questioned, and therefore we expect that at the end of the day, the people will go to the polls and do what is required of them, because they would have been saturated, they will have been filled with, of course, the knowledge, knowing full well that what they do is always in their best interest, and certainly the Rowley and they has proven not to be in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago.
So Trinidad and Tobago, as we continue to not abandon the ship, as we understand our mission, which is we want to live better, we deserve to live better. Our mission in saving our country, our mission in putting our country in better hands than the PNM. That history have shown where the PNM continue to mash up, destroy everything in this country that was already built. Sometimes it make me feel like it's best we that stay under the British rule. We might have even more. The lines are open. What's your front burner? You all heard all the front lines or headliners, but yours truly, Lennox Smith, giving you it as it is. But many of you will have your headliner. It's not we alone it will take to continue to meet more and more people, to get more and more people to listen, to influence more, to teach more. Because as long as we inform the people and they are informed, an informed person will make an informed decision. Elections have consequences, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, we feeling it now. Property tax, demerit points. Them people mash up the oil and gas industry and watching we the people as the new industry to make money off of. Rowley, Hall, Stuart Young, Hall, and most of all PNM, Hall. Hall what? Hull what? That is the next thing people might wonder. But the people say what to Hull? Yeah, I could say what to Hull in a nice way. Hull your mama for the low employment rate that Trinidad and Tobago have no, it ain't no work. Haul your mama for the crime situation in this country, dread. Haul your mama for the situation in our hospitals where people have to get surgeries that are being put off. Not enough bed and wards to take some of the people. People have to spend the money that they don't have to buy medication because the public pharmacy or pharmacies around the country, whether it be the health office or the hospitals, not being able to provide the drugs that they need. Hold your mama.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh Lord, I hear me name one.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes. Hold your mama for all those with the bad roads, property tax, the rise in electricity, water rate and all that we don't even get water. Hold your mama for the amount of car parts we just have to be buying, boy. For the bad roads, your head pothole, your tire bend, or bus, your rim bend, you gotta pay no to straight nothing. Hold your mama for pressuring we so hard, so bad, and yet still, it have a system that continue to pressure we because besides paying you, look what's going on with all of us. Look what's going on with all of us. Think about it. So Trinidad and Tobago, what's your front burner? What we, Lennox, myself, whether it be Mickie, or some of the contributors, what we haven't talked about that you believe will help in this quest of getting ourselves away from this taxing, lying, thieving, piping, crackhead, sprung in government you call the PNM. Your contributions are valuable, important, and valid. Because some people connect with some people connect with others. Not everybody connects with the same people. And those of you can help in this quest by giving contributions, letting us know what we miss that the rest of the country should know, so they'll have an understanding why they need to get rid totally away from the PNM. PNM got to go, must go, bound to go. Trying to rig an election through EBC, that and all, but the storm that coming by the people and by your motivation, including us, and getting to the ears as much people as possible to overwhelm pack ballots, thief elections. It must overwhelm their dirtiness because they are ungodly people, wicked people, pipers, sprungers. We have as a PNM cabinet in Trinidad and Tobago today. Let me take your call. I'll call in a long time, boy. I want to hear because I want to be motivated more by some of the things that you all, front burners, that you all have to come with. That people don't know, that only know that they need to know. Morning caller, where are you calling from? And what's your contribution on the number one program, the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. The Barack Buffett calling here. Gentlemen, I hear Rowley made a statement in some press briefing that foreign exchange that is used to purchase costume is a waste of money. And, you know, the sycophants and things that listen to would say, yeah, the Prime Minister really concerned about foreign exchange and all this kind of things.
Your phone's talking bad day. Right, let me hear now.
Believe that. But let me explain something to this population, especially the PNM supporters. To really get an idea how dotish this man really is, and if he thinks everybody is a fool. We had a oil industry, we had an oil refinery named Petrotrin, where we would take raw material that we have in this country, you'd rather pay a cent for it, refine it, and market it for US foreign currencies to bring into our economy. Now, the backbone of every country.
True talk. Go ahead, Balpo. Explain to them.
The backbone to every economy in their country is trade and foreign investment. So when we had that opportunity to have raw material, come like you planting aloo, and you chip up the aloo, you fry it and you export it, and you get foreign reserves in your country. That is what Petrotrin was about. We drill, we refine, and we export, and we earn foreign income. This man decided to shut down that, right? That was important. Foreign money was important. Now, did I say Carnival, there's attract a lot of tourists. So the tourists will come in and spend their money. So what is wrong now with you making an investment and purchasing costume? Because what kind of costume Rowley want people to wear to attract foreigners to come to Trinidad for Carnival? The young girl that he was winding up with, what did he prefer she to be wearing? A fig leaf and a mango leaf? Or the nice fancy half-naked beads that he was winding up on she from? You just had to bring that from away. And then let me go back again, where he's talking about the wastage of foreign currency. Isn't the same Rowley boast about we have the best healthcare system in Trinidad, in the Caribbean and the CARICOM? So why it is every time he does leave this country to go abroad for medical checkup, he does spend $30 when he go in the American health institution? So people have to understand, and I don't know who does be probably advising this man for the kind of decision he doesn't make and what has come out from his mouth. It seems like the man don't have no common sense to know what he's saying. Our biggest foreign earner, you shut it down because it was irrelevant. Now you're taking, you don't have nothing to purchase fuel for the country. So you have to find US money now by other means, because you are purchasing nothing out of this country without US dollars. So all the fuel now that you're purchasing outside of Trinidad and Tobago to bring it into the country, to sell it for $30. And then you have to, when you earn that $30, you have to now go and pay to get back US money to buy back fuel for the country. Make that make sense. Could somebody from the PNM government make that make sense for me? You understand? So these people have to wake up and understand the kind of dotishness and the future we're facing once these people are in government, absolutely bleak and dismal, They have no clue. If it's the last entity a country would look to save and to keep and to try to treasure is any institution, any organization, any section of the country that generates some sort of foreign currency back into the country. And this man destroy everything. He set up some bag company to sell carry-on thing. I sure where he leave to go America just yesterday. I wonder if he purchased any of them bag in Trinidad that he used to go over there. or he went away and he purchased the bag them to the carry on them that he just be moving with. So you see, all you have to understand in this country, Rowley and the PNM only thinks about themselves. They don't concern about the country. You see, wherever they could drain and rape and plunder and pilfer the money that comes into this country, they will do it. But it never trickles down to the bottom feeders and them who just be clapping and supporting them when they go into the meeting to address them, because they don't have that mentality to think beyond where the nose is. So when he come and he tell you, hey, foreign exchange, bringing in costume in the country is a waste of foreign exchange, let him explain why he closed down Petrotrin. If that was foreign exchange was so important, wasting money on costume is so bad, you close down the biggest earner of foreign exchange in your country. And it is important to you then, now all in a sudden, 2-3 beads and a G-string is wasting money. Bye, Rowley. Hold you. Anyway, have a good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the day. Take care.
Wake up! Oh God, wake up!
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yeah, well said. Perfect analysis of the hypocrisy of this man.
Oh boy, the lines are open. Let's hear. What a delivery. I thought people might be looking onto the program for the first time. Drew Gael, the Caribbean, Gael, Trinidad and Tobago, where they be on player flow. But we end up on this program, the Ground Report. This is what this program is about. You, me, all of us getting involved to save Trinidad and Tobago from the PNM. Yes! No longer we want to say from the PNM that we go say this, that, the other, not wanting to be direct and say to save the country from the PNM. In order for Trinidad to grow, PNM must go. Again, put it in each and every one of you that now look on all in newbies. On Corridor Transformation YouTube. Workers' Right Platform on YouTube. The Ground Report on YouTube. Real Media TT, YouTube and on Facebook. It is what it is. We can't pamper no more. Many people in this country, especially who say there's Christians or there's God people. Whether you're Muslim, Hindu, Christian, everybody trying to make in the majority, not all, playing the keeping away. When these are the foundations that's supposed to be all up in our face, all up in the government face, and doing the right thing, and doing the godly thing, when ungodliness is being painted all over the people's faces of Trinidad and Tobago, all over by the PNM.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
The Rowley, Steelpan and that cabinet was wrong. I bite all of them, bam bam.
Bang, bang, bang.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. And I have to listen to that foolishness. What the hell they're coming to see me for? The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid.
Understand, Trinidad and Tobago. You all have to understand. Our lives depends on it now, you know. The status of this country depends now on you, the people, to save it. By getting rid of the PNM, you know. PNM is the problem, you know. In order for Trinidad and Tobago to grow, the PNM have to go. Have to. The lines are open. What's your contribution on the Ground Report? What you believe that people need to know that you'll be able to be our next voice, like myself, Lennox Smith, my co-host, and many other people who is devoted to this program, that are fighters and running away. Yes, and we'll be regurgitating the same thing over and over every day. Some people say it's a waste of time. Some people say it's doing nothing. Dotish talk. Don't give me no dotish talk. Where there is a well, there always will be a way. Only growing children and only give up. But yet shall hoping that only children do well. How we expect a children to do well? Only will sacrifice, send them to school, spend money in transport, this, that. And when they're done, what, to go and flip chicken? Highly educated, because no opportunities by this so-called black Chinese government now. And this institution that continue to mash up this country over the years. All they for real, all they thinking good, all they piping, just like them, like them political pipers we are there in the PNM that is a cabinet. All they head well, all they need to go rehab to. So much of people have common sense in this country. And so much of people have book sense because we have a lot of educated people in this country. Where's the role models? Some people let's get Independence Day, this day, that, all kind of acolytes, highest national, highest award. Some of them get bright days, professors, doctors, this, that. They call them the people of the cloth. Where even is the religious organizations? The Baptists, getting. What about the Muslims? With them? When we talking righteousness, where are the Pentecostals? Where are the Christians? Where are the Hindus? Again, it's just few out there doing their due diligence when it come in to God. It's just few out there. It do how much. Most of them get tapping money. Money is not evil, you know. Because money could do whatever we want it to do. Money could buy guns, poison to kill people. Or money could buy beds, medication. Oh God, money could do real good. The gun is not bad. It's the person behind the trigger. I wonder if that go over all of their bright setup fools of their heads. But boy, I know. Yeah, no. Well, I have all they have. I'm better than all them. I'm a professor. I'm a PhD. I'm a doctor. I can lecture at the University of the West Indies or the biggest university in the world. My qualification is QBE. And I'm sure when I done lecture to young people or to lecture to fools like you all, bright fools, that you all will understand the language of experience, of common sense, of what is so bright, I don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's up, what's down. Duh!
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
We must make government work for the people rather than have the people work to keep a government in place.
You must develop a sense of self-reliance. You must develop a sense of confidence. And you must know and remember that parliamentarians are your servants and that you are the lords of the land. And so I ask you to put your hand on your heart, every one of you, and shout after me, I am the government.
I am the government.
Louder, I am the government.
We are the government.
I am the government.
You are the government. And getting all the thick skulls and the direction of this country will all be on we hand to make a bag of fools. 41 fools. And I'm just saying that to make sure I put it as it is when it comes to politics and politicians and the parliament. 41 people. All they will allow to just mash up all their life. And all they only studying, I go suffer under my own, but I want to suffer under no African boy. I African. I don't want to suffer under no India. I don't want to suffer under no green man, black man, blue man. But I don't want to suffer, boy. I want to live. I don't care if it's a green man helping Trinidad and Tobago. And we can get the deliveries that we need in order for our country to strive, our kids to strive, and the sacrifices that all of us made ain't go in vain. We need a working country. I'm going to suffer under my own. I not in the politics thing. Yeah? My religion is my God. And all of them, oh God. All of them, all. Anytime I hear people talking so, I don't get involved in politics. But them don't understand, boy. Politics is the salt, is the pulps, is the... When it comes to your country and how you will live in life, have everything to do with the politics. You stupid fools, PhD fools, doctorate fools. Politics is the air you breathe, fool. The books you're buying for your children, politics. The clothes you wear, politics. Your appliances in your house, politics. Billing at your damn pool, politics. Your nice gym for $1 million in your house, politics. The car that you drive, politics. The education of your children, fools, politics. The food that you eat, politics. The salt you buy, the rice you eat. Well, it's so bright, but yet so stupid. But I will continue every day with my qualifications. QBE. Q, qualify. B, buy. E, experience. And common sense was made before book. It's bright minds are the creator. And we go to school and study to be like them. Or to know how to do what them did. It's your turn now to make a contribution on the ground report. Your turn now for Guile people to listen to you. Your turn now for the Caribbean to hear you too. Your turn now to fight. Fight. We really want to continue living this way, boy? And how are we going to end this? When the PNM go, Trinidad will grow. We don't are young. We want common sense. Oh boy, well, all the lines are open. I might say that was just my little tutorial. Long time I haven't given one. Because I know it have a lot of new people. Every day we getting up, you know. They lock on and they interested. They see over 1,000 something people on social media. What's yet to flipping through Guile? They realize now they have a program to listen to in the morning. Everybody setting their clock, they watch. Just like how they exploit set for Young and Restless, for Bold and Beautiful. They set the thing now to lock on to Guile the Caribbean. To go on social media, whether Real Media TT or Corridor Transformation, on the morning to listen to the ground report. I lie, it's only common sense can make me talk that. And I notice I'm talking it with might. Yeah. I'm looking for our next word. Because it is what it is. So come on now. What's your contribution What you're going to add to the table? So we to continue to teach Trinbagonians, our friends, our family members, everybody, why PNM must go. Because in order for Trinidad to grow and Tobago to grow. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. And morning to Mickie. And morning to Hula Trinidad.
Good morning. Morning.
It is alleged that Rowley is selling out Trinidad to the Chinese. And the Chinese only employing Spanish to work. It is alleged. I can't prove that. I get that night bit by the owl. So you see what's going on? Chinese have to be in power. And since I know myself, I hear African people and Indian people always donating, helping this one, helping that one. I never hear Chinese one day put out a newscast somewhere that they're giving donation to the poor. And they have privilege in this country now. So Lennox, you do an investigation on that and see if what I'm saying have any truth in it. Thanks.
Thank you, caller. Next caller. Go ahead, caller. What's your contribution? What we need to know that plenty of people don't know. So they will be able to make informed decisions. Because elections have consequences. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Ground Report. Puna here. Andy, Mickie, Lennox. You hear me, Andy?
Loud and clear.
Right. Let me get to the start board. Remember Carl and Carol Jacobs sing a song years ago, We Want to Live. Remember King Swallow, Rupert Philo, from Antigua song Calypso, Trinidad the Caribbean Godfather. Today we are the laughing stock of the Caribbean. We are the paupers, we are the beggars. This is what Keith Rowley and they have reduced this our country, our beautiful country too. When we was prospering under the People's Partnership government. This is what this government has brought this country to. Andy, let me tell you something. The Pitch Lake, we don't know what is the real status of that, whether the Chinese are in control of that. That's one. Next move is the port. We don't know who is going to get the ownership of that. And I am looking very carefully at Caribbean Airlines, who will be somebody that could be up for grabs too as well, for privatization. And I'll tell you why I say that. Yesterday's papers, page 10, Express. I don't know if you saw the article, Lennox, where Ronnie Mohammed, neutral mixed people, whose father is a good friend of the Prime Minister. When he died, he went to his funeral. And he always boasts about them and whatnot. And these are financiers of the PNM. Ronnie Mohammed was also the chairman of Caribbean Airlines. Understand? That they did not submit for 9 or 10 years financial audited report. But here it is. They're going to introduce a plant, Ronnie Mohammed and them.
What? So one of the owners of Nutramix, which you're correct with, father had died and Dr. Rowley went to his funeral and how it go. So he was part of the Caribbean Airlines board, you are saying. The same board, his son is Ronnie Mohammed. And that same board have not submit audits for Caribbean Airlines for 9 years?
Yeah. Audited report for 9 years. But here it is that they want to open a plant now. The same Nutramix, Ronnie Mohammed, for animal and pet food plant supplies. I'm showing you, Rowley and them aim is to make the rich get richer. And especially a certain sector of this population who is in bed with the PNM. And I put it straight, Andy, I don't have to say it. Most of them is the Indian people. The Junior Sami, the Kusal, all them who they are accused of being in cohort and corruption, mafia, and whatnot. You watch them at play now. They are in bed with the PNM. Understand what I'm saying? Now let me get to my main issue. Lennox, you raised a point this morning about CARICOM. You know, CARICOM has been an abysmal failure since its inception, when it was under the CARICOM Secretariat of Sridhar Ramphal. What has we achieved what have we achieved as a CARICOM in terms of to be self-sufficient, to be a unification of a group of countries, united under this label as CARICOM. What have we achieved? Keith Rowley was the CARICOM, right? What have we achieved? He was also in charge of this the Security Council of CARICOM. What have we achieved? But then to hear all these dotish leaders in CARICOM showering praise on you and what have you. This report, this thing that you reveal there by the Bajan guy was so damn right and perfect that this Rowley and them was part of a conspiracy. Because I'm going to tell you why. Why you think Trump say stop financing the WHO and all of them? Because it was corruption with this vaccine and all this kind of thing that Gabriel Jesus, the WHO CEO, and together with Fauci and all of them, was in court with even with the companies who was producing these vaccines. That you see what Trump doing now? Now that he take up office, he is saying that he's going to reinstate all those people who the American government forced to take the vaccine, and those who relieved from their jobs because they did not take the vaccine. And he's going to compensate them and reinstate them. Same thing that Rowley and them do here. Threaten people if you don't take it. You won't be able to go to work, this, that, and force it upon the people to take this vaccine. Something that is illegal. Understand what I'm saying? This is what we have as a Prime Minister. And I am saying this. When Lennox talk about the review of the CARICOM treaty, the Chagarama's treaty, it's because they have been a total failure. And we ain't do nothing in terms of to say CARICOM will make we self-sufficient to feed ourselves. We ain't come up with no innovative ideas to say, well, we go into the pharmaceutical industry or anything at all. As a matter of fact, we don't even think about security of our region. What contribution has CARICOM made to world and global affairs? We know when we're talking about environmental this and whatnot, climate change and whatnot and what have you. Yes, we may have one or two individuals, but what I'm saying is that this CARICOM thing has been a total failure. And we, Trinidad and Tobago, bear the brunt of the responsibility where CARICOM was concerned. And I put it, it's not CARICOM, but come and carry, because this is what everybody did to Trinidad and Tobago. Today, we are at the doorstep of the IMF and all these financial institutions because we have exceeded our borrowing limit. We can't borrow money again. Understand? And you have a Minister of Finance who has exhausted everything. And then again, Andy, you close on Petrotrain, but you know our foreign reserves, which this last government left there, is just only taking, only dipping all their hands in, to take that, to buy gas and oil and energy products from outside, because we have nothing coming in, no revenue. And you dipping your hand into that. What going, and that is being depleted. That is being depleted. So eventually, very soon, Andy, I put it in maybe in the next year or two, you're going to see a crisis in this country. Because I see Agostini brothers and all these people who controlling the pharmaceutical industry and Neil and Massey and all them complaining about foreign, they're not getting foreign exchange. It's going to be a crisis. So we the people, and you do, Andy, you raise an important thing. I always talk about the economists, the political analysts, the political scientists, and all members who so-called members of the cloth, the religious organization. And to hell with them. Them don't care about we, the poor, small people. The responsibility to save this country is we, the people who catch in the backside, to make sure we stand up in defense of Trinidad and Tobago and vote out this government. Otherwise, we cannot depend on nobody else to do it for me.
Bang, 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 bang,
bang, bang, bang. Political scientists and analysts and lecturers and whatnot. All they're doing is to protect their job, and they would say nothing. The only person who stand up with flying colors in this country, in defense of this country, is the Auditor General. Jayanti, what's her name? Ramdas. That's the only person. Because nobody else.
Thank you.
To stand up and challenge the government. Because all of them play and they want to keep the position, including that of the procurement regulator. And all these people and them who is supposed to be the watchdog of this country, the Security and Exchange Commission, the Financial Intelligence Unit. You hearing anybody talking about that? No.
Not at all.
Everybody protecting themselves. They're batting in the crease. They're afraid to open their mouth. But Trinidad is at stake. And I'm telling all you something. Too late shall be the cry. All you will regret. You see, Duma and all of them who used to criticize your position, and now they're balling business thing, this, that, and what that. Now we're going to hit home to all you. We catch every tail. We are accustomed to that. We could take this suffering. Why it's hard? But what I'm saying, when it hit home to all you, when you see the crime reach in front of all your doorstep, all you don't blame nobody else, you know.
Exactly.
Blame the government.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brother Tunapuna. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good morning, caller. What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Good morning to the Magnificent team. Calling from San Grande. Boy, you know, I listened to this Rowley. Rowley is a man say, he ain't really letting go, you know. He still will be there because he even promised the CARICOM leaders there that if they want him at any time, he'll be there for them. And I'm listening to him yesterday and all. You know what the conclusion I come to? This man puts Church Young for one reason and one reason, you know. I believe he wants to leave a legacy because to do like Robinson Snowboy, to be the next president at Trinidad and Tobago. Don't feel that man letting we go. If the PNM win and Christine Kangaloo reach the time of day, I believe Church Young, I could be wrong, bringing in Rowley to be the next president. Right? That is a piece of thing I'm thinking about and I'm deep in it, in thoughts. But we mustn't allow that to happen because so long as Church Young there, this party wouldn't be the black man party as the people used to vote for. It will be the black man Chinese or the black Chinese party. Right? So I know a lot of them will be disenchanted for that. Another thing, what I will say, the whole problem we have in this country is the EBC. If the EBC had people with integrity and wanted this country to go right, instead of you having 41 seats, you'd have 37. And the 37 would have break the tie. So it would have been 1918 if anybody, you know, could win. So you now know 1818 or 1717-2 like we had before. But the EBC don't have the fortitude, the longitude, the attitude, nothing to do something for the country because there's a set of biasness that going on there, right? And because of that, they put among the seats in the Diego Martin area, in the Port of Spain area, to propel PNM into power. But the whole idea, one day, that's going to change, right? And it's going to change for the better. And the better thing is for the Kamala Bissessa government, because only Miss Kamala was ready to dig deep to see the poised black man get something, right? She used to help more even with the CPEC program and European program, more than what the PNM doing today, right? But the PNM make the people believe the CPEC program and the European program is them own, like black people think. And if you vote the USA, they go throw you out and then you wouldn't have no job. Brother and sister, Kamala only want that follow. Kamala want all to have sustainable jobs, not only for CPEC and UNC, to be able to maintain all the family in a good and prosperous way, where all black men could hold their head high and have something to do. But because at the PNM, especially under this Duncy head Keith Rowley, Today he mashed up all the black man, and today black man suffering, brother. We have to say, get out this PNM, get out Stuart Young. Don't go into Struckman way at all, because now we dead. He worse than Rowley. He keep out Trinidadian out of their own country where they born during COVID, where you never string berry and you can't come in, but you could have bring in Delcy Rodriguez without even letting them go into quarantine and even care if they have COVID. That kind of leadership in the oil industry, when them 4 people lost their life in that pipeline. Where was Stuart Young looking to help somebody, but now he loved Trinidadian? He have any love for anybody? He only had love for himself and to make money off of the foolish people who voted them in power. That's what them have. So, brother man, let me go down with Kamala, and I'm calling, we must have love, like in Lavanti, brother Andy. You know, Lavanti have real love now with Lennox Smith. So that is the way we have to go. With the love in Lavantino will propel we into power. Good day, sir.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. What's your contribution? And everybody, let me try to make it short and sweet. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie. Uncle Lennox, what about Konoko Philip and Perenco? The $1 billion they had to pay in settlement. And I want to ask, who is the
Trump
minister
policy shift
in charge of UDCOT and the Tobago terminal? What is the cost of a run? I only hope they expose that and say on the record, they clear that record for the people to see, right? Because you run into cut ribbon to say, put your name on something which is corrupt. And what I want to ask the PNM supporters, the Chinese get a Chinese prime minister, the Indian sector get an Indian prime minister from Debe. What the African get again? Nothing. So I think, Stuart Chinese for the Chinese people, the Indian party to represent the Indian. And what do African get to represent them? Nothing. So you see why it is we have to unite and get rid of the imbalance and try to make it equal for all of us. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much for your short, very important contribution. The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check. What's your contribution? What's your contribution towards teaching the people, informing the people, and then letting them know that in order for Trinidad to grow, PNM got to go. Whether it's young or old, PNM got to go. Go ahead, caller.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. I'm just look on the TV, right?
I only hope they expose that and say on the record.
Right, so the TV being mute. I ain't gonna hear myself to know what it is I say so. Be a little patient with me, right? We have a problem here in Trinidad and Tobago with the people and them distracted with Trinidad and Tobago and the distractions. We have the Spanish and them here, and we don't know the difference between a Spanish, Venezuelan, a Dominican, a Colombian, a Portuguese, a Puerto Rican, because all of them speak Spanish, basically. The only thing changes is the dialects and things that they say, right? These individuals in your vehicle, not knowing that you're bilingual, poquito, like a little bilingual, right? Talking about heavy machinery in Spanish, it'd be like, what I have, and who is Melandros, and who Trini men stupid. These are the conversations that these people have. Trini, muro, meaning the dotish, because the Spanish basically taken over here, and we don't even see, and we're not even aware that it's taking place, because we don't speak Spanish, and we don't know the difference between a Venezuelan and a Dominican. The Defense Force, SOE, State of Emergency, should be cleaning up that right now, and forget the politics for a second, because it is a danger to society knowing how gruesome Colombians do things. Right? Have a good one this morning, and I hope somebody figure it out.
Thank you for your contribution. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you, caller. Where are you calling from? And what's your contribution?
Andy morning, Andy.
Bolt.
Andy morning. Andy.
Go ahead, Bolt. Bolt, go ahead.
Yo, I want to ask Lennox, what about the seat with Anita Hayes and Perry?
What about what?
The seat with Anita Hayes and Washington Perry. What about them?
Well, nothing going. No candidate haven't been confirmed for those 2 seats yet, I think.
Anita Hayes and Washington Perry.
Yeah, no candidates have been confirmed for those seats with Anita Haynes, Russell Paré, Michelle Benjamin, Kadisha Amen. It have a couple that haven't screened and finished, but very soon or so the party will mention, well, who is the person that will be the candidate for those various constituencies.
All right then.
All right, Bolt.
All right.
Go ahead, next caller. Morning to you. Where are you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Go ahead, Malcolm X. Just mute the TV there.
Morning, Andy.
Morning to you, my
Listen
brother.
to me. The tape that you played yesterday with the Bajan man that talking about the things that happening, what the government at Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM government doing with the crime, the guns, the illegal things. I want to hear it played for Trinidadian as the national anthem. All who is PNM till they're dead, all who ain't want to vote, all who not concerned about Trinidad and Tobago, I want to play, and when we hear it, because it's so embarrassing to know a foreign CARICOM country talking about things we government doing, and we media in publishing them things. We media know nothing about them things. We the president with this. We the president, we the chief of defense staff, we the commissioner of police, where these people, as the brother rightfully say, we are everybody in the bag. You know how bad this thing songing? You know how bad this thing songing with these Bajan people actually saying they have no respect for the prime minister. They call him a little boy. The man call him a little boy. That never happened to no prime minister in Trinidad and Tobago. They always respect. We was the Caribbean godfather. Right now, we prime minister supposed to be investigated for treason. That is why he ain't. What is really going on, and everybody playing math, everybody in studying what's going on. The man himself goes so fight over 3,000 murder, and you go on to a just CARICOM country and talk about dealing with crime, and you is this, and listen to this, Andy. This thing circulating, and if it in truth, I find the Ministry of Information supposed to give you some clarification on this. It's not good in the sight at Trinidad and Tobago. And as the brother now says, see all them Venezuelans, where they say Venezuelan, it's a Colombian, it's a Mexican drug people. We're in this country here, and all them Venezuelans, they properly train it, them properly trained. Short young and them know what they're doing, you know. Short young and them know what they're doing with the crime and how this country in this mess, you know. Because all of them fixing themselves to go outside, but we go find them wherever they go. Wait on you go see.
Go ahead, caller.
Andy,
Pleasant good morning to you. What's your
Andy,
contribution on the ground report this morning?
Andy, good morning. Andy, Raj here, Orlando. Andy, I heard a caller just made a statement there about the Spanish-speaking people and how the bilingual and they understand and we don't understand. I think people need to pay attention to that one. That is totally correct what he's saying. And I mean, when I work around a lot of Spanish people, I work on. I want to speak Spanish. I tell them, hey, speak English, no Spanish. So they have to at least take English. We have to pay close attention to what that guy say. That's a fact. I mean, I travel a lot of places. I travel a lot of Spanish countries, but the good thing about me is my wife speaks Spanish. She learned the language because she loved the language. So she did the language in university up to way high. So I couldn't go along with her anyway. When people speak Spanish, I understand. She tells me. But we have to pay Trinidadian. Listen, man, I'm a born Trinidad. I'm going to come back to Trinidad to live. I got all my land and houses to live. We need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to what they say because they talk their language and it's true. They talk Trinidad bad, they talk other people bad. When they speak their language, people don't understand. And that's a fact. I work among them. I know them. The people, come on, CNN supporters, all need to understand. All they again, the world end of the deal. We have to pay attention to get rid of these people, man, to get rid of Rowley and this government. And all in front of who do have papers, send them back. Yeah, immigration will be sending them back. I don't care. I went through the hard way and I get the stuff. I wait my turn. But we need to send back all of them and listen to what he's saying. And it's correct. Lennox, I hope you get all 3 seats, my friend. I'll be down here soon. Talk to you later, Andy. Bye-bye.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Every time I listen to this program, I prove that there are more and more mad people outside than inside, as the old saying goes. All it really is either only dumb, dotish, or disoriented to really listen and believe what Lennox keeps saying about 39 seats a year. UNC in Trinidad. All there had to be something wrong with all your. Every time I hear anybody make that comment, I just laugh and take a drink. All the good we, Dr. really say that according to all is stupid.
With Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Trump's Venezuela policy shift, a death blow to Trinidad and Tobago's dragon gas deal, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. President Donald Trump's recent decision to revoke Chevron's license to operate in Venezuela marks a significant shift in U.S. policy toward the Maduro regime. This move not only impacts U.S.-Venezuela relations, but also casts a shadow over regional energy collaborations, notably the Dragon Gas deal between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. The Dragon Gas deal, formalized in December 2023, was a landmark agreement granting Trinidad and Tobago a 30-year license to explore and produce natural gas from Venezuela's Dragon Gas field. This partnership aimed to bolster Trinidad and Tobago's energy sector by importing gas from the Dragon field, with production expected to commence by 2027. However, the recent U.S. policy reversal introduces several challenges that could jeopardize the project's future. 10 reasons why the Dragon Gas deal faces uncertainty. 1. U.S. sanctions regime. The revocation of Chevron's license signals a stricter U.S. stance on Venezuelan energy projects. Companies involved in the Dragon Gas deal, such as Shell and Trinidad's National Gas Company, NGC, may face increased scrutiny and potential sanctions, deterring investment and collaboration. 2. Financial transaction hurdles. U.S. sanctions complicate financial dealings with Venezuela. International banks, wary of potential penalties, might refuse to process transactions related to the Dragon gas deal, hindering funding and payment mechanisms essential for the project's progress. 3. Operational uncertainties. The Dragon gas project requires significant infrastructure development, including pipelines and processing facilities. With heightened sanctions, procuring necessary equipment and technology from U.S. or allied suppliers becomes challenging, potentially causing delays. 4. Investor confidence erosion. Political instability and shifting U.S. policies contribute to an unpredictable investment climate. Potential investors may view the Dragon gas deal as too risky, leading to funding shortfalls. 5. Diplomatic strains. Trinidad and Tobago's collaboration with Venezuela might strain its relations with the U.S., a key ally. Balancing this partnership could lead to diplomatic tensions, affecting broader economic and political ties. 6. Regulatory delays. U.S. policy changes may prompt Trinidad and Tobago to seek extensions or new licenses to comply with international regulations. These bureaucratic processes can introduce significant delays, as seen with Trinidad's recent plans to request a U.S. license extension for the project. 7. Market access limitations. Sanctions may restrict the ability to sell the extracted gas in international markets, reducing the project's profitability and economic viability. 8. Supply chain disruptions. The construction and operation of gas facilities depend on a global supply chain. Sanctions can disrupt the import of essential materials and technologies, causing project delays and increased costs. 9. Insurance and risk management challenges. Companies involved may struggle to obtain insurance coverage for operations in a high-risk environment, leading to increased operational costs or deterrence from proceeding with the project. 10. Regional economic impact. The uncertainty surrounding the Dragon gas deal could have broader economic implications for the Caribbean region, affecting energy prices, employment, and economic growth linked to the project's success. In conclusion, while the Dragon gas deal holds promise for enhancing Trinidad and Tobago's energy landscape, the recent U.S. policy shift introduces significant challenges. Navigating these complexities requires careful diplomatic engagement, strategic planning, and perhaps a re-evaluation of the project's feasibility under the current geopolitical climate.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
You heard that by Professor Wall Street, which is factual. Mainstream media supposed to be doing what the Ground Report is doing, and what Gael, Trinidad and Tobago, Gael the Caribbean, is doing now. You know. As the fourth pillar of democracy, which is the media, supposed to be letting you know when a government buffooning you. When a government F you up, coughing you up, beating you up. Understand? Now you go back to the lines. I hope you all take learn when it comes to the Dragon gas deal and it's dead and why it's dead. The lines are open. What's your contribution? Professor Wall Street contribute. Santa Cruz contribute earlier. Barpo contribute. Miss Rothberg, where she go call in a bit. We want to hear from other people too. We want to hear from plenty of you that have that mind too. and understand and could contribute something in order for we to inform our people so they'll make informed decisions, because elections have consequences. What's your contribution? Morning caller.
Andy, how are you today, sir?
I'm all right. Fighting the fight, as usual.
You hear what happening this morning on the news? With the SSA charges against the two men who charged and the police officer always dropped because the prosecution failed to prepare the case or something like that.
I didn't hear that.
I now send it for you, Andy. Although to listen to the news, boy. Andy, how you can have a nasty man insulting the supporters of the UNC and this program, boy, and calling them a nasty name, boy.
What are you talking about? Who are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The man who just played the man on the radio there.
Oh, the man calling.
And you allow him to do that?
I allow him to spill his garbage.
We want to hear you, boy.
Now,
Rowdy spilling of garbage on we already.
No, better people need to hear the garbage, especially supporters of the PNM. So they go hear how they song trying to.
Let them go. If they want garbage, let them go in the labas. We don't want to hear he.
Alright.
Good man, Pitbull.
Alright.
Have a good day, boy, Pitbull. Boy.
When you heard him, what happened? He squall your blood or something?
No, but the nasty stink man were insulting the people of this program and the people of this country.
That Porter-Spain fella, you find him mouth nasty and stink.
It stinks like a suspect. And you're allowing a band to say all kind of nasty thing about people in this country. Huh?
Now
we
what
don't want to hear he, boy. We don't want to hear he.
Yeah, but he felt smelling up the whole place. So what I allow him to do is for he felt to move from the suspect to the soccer way.
Let me tell you, last time you allow him to do that, you know what he say about Lennox Smith?
What?
How he could get a court extract for Lennox Smith or some kind of thing Lennox Smith do.
But those study he, right? Like the jackass bray. So other people will learn and understand how dotish and foolish he is. Don't make he a topic. Let the fool continue to bray. Again, to be correct, a jackass to all students, it's a donkey. All you know is a donkey. That no bad language, that no nothing bad. I just, instead of I say donkey, I say jackass. Which is a donkey. Same meaning. Okay? So leave Porter-Spain, let the jackass bray. That's all. But allow new people that are look on to hear how dotish and how much dotish people still are out there that fighting for a government that taxing them, lying to them, piping out the country, spranging out the country. A crackhead government, selling out everything, mashing up the country. They're not well, they need to go rehab, and rehab is elections coming, general elections.
Well, and of course, Andy, I thought, I have some things to do, so I will pay attention there. But I heard him, quite apart from the fact that he would want to deprive me of having my own opinion. I want to also, of course, make reference, because he would say today that, of course, 1986 did not occur to the 3-3. And, of course, he will also, in recent times, and prior to that, we were predicting that a clean sweep in Tobago, the House of Assembly, even though the PNM tried to thief the election by adding 3 seats, well, even that and all went against them. So in Tobago right now is 14-1. I want to know what his response will be, because I am entitled to my opinion, and therefore I stand resolute.
No, but what he's saying, Lennox Smith, he's saying you is a madman. He is saying you is a madman. Yeah, but what Porter-Spain is saying is that he is a madman. You saying 39 seats. He say he just want to know what's going on with you if you're going mad. He say you don't know where you're drinking, where you're eating.
No, I heard him, but that is not what I'm referring to. I'm just saying he will also deny that 33-3 did not exist in 1986. I'm saying that that PNM got the tail washed, and of course that was the prediction then. And we were predicting on this program that the PNM will get the tail totally decimated in Tobago. We were in Tobago, and we were saying that then it was 12 seats. They add another 3, and now it is 14-1. So let them continue. Apart from which, I'm entitled to my opinion, right? So whether you want to call me mad, whether you want to call me anything different, the facts does not equate a conclusion like that, simply because the conditions exist right now by the maladministration of the Rowley administration, PNM, to, of course, have me draw a similar conclusion to that of 1986, and only, of course, recently with respect to the Tobago House of Assembly. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
One minute.
Only time will tell.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Turn down the background. Turn down the background for you. Move from by the background.
Yeah. Don't mind what them fellas them say, Mr. Potter's been talking about. What you just say about jackass. The Prime Minister tell people stop jackassing the thing. So they know foul language to you. He just say stop jackassing the thing. I want the Commissioner of Police to step in after all them Babylonian people talk and saying the kind of thing about Mr. Rowley and his government. How come this Duncy head Commissioner of Police, he afraid Rowley had them in his pocket? How come he start that investigation against that Mr. Yet? Start the investigation against him, but let me people of this stupid followers know what's happening. All them PNM women group, they are taking up sense. Them fellas don't like women. They will not vote for Stuart Young. Them fellas show it bluntly that they don't like women. So all they have no respect for the mothers of this nation. You understand? We have to get rid of PNM. Forget what Mr. He must say they take a drink. When he stay and drink, he grog. All he progresses is to carry on this nation more and more with the Prime Minister. You hear the man call Rowley a boy? He said, I ain't had to call him Mr. Rowley again, his boy. Rowley's a boy. The things that Rowley doing to this country, he must this country have nothing for the youths. Nothing. Look at the Dragon Gas deal. Look at the Dragon Gas deal. What really going on with the Dragon Gas deal? He going and cause us to get sanctioned. And the man he putting in power, the man who went and make all the deals. Look at the picture all the rest put up. Is he shaking Maduro hand? If you Trump want to see that, if you the outside world want to see that, nobody don't want to see that, boy. You understand? I'm glad all they do all they're doing, boy. All them radio station, and them never playing what all they're playing there. Why you don't play? Why 105 and this one and that one doesn't play them things to let the people know? Why is all you alone? Why is all you alone having this fight? Yeah? The people in this country don't see it. Come on, man. We have to join that fight. We have to join the fight, boy. We have to join the fight and get this government out of power. Because, boy, I tell you, another 5 years under PNM, we under the white line in the road. That is what I have my contribution this morning, Andy. Thank you. And then, boy, I tell you, Trinidadians are the most dirtiest people they have in the world. Thank you, Andy.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. And I have to listen to that foolishness. What the hell they're coming to see me for?
Thank you for your contribution. The lines are open. Oh boy, what a contribution. He touched on everything, whether he learned it from Lennox, whether he hear the Bajan, whether it is Professor Wall Street or whoever. He get in his head and he understand why we had to get rid of the PNM. In order for Trinidad to grow, PNM got to go. Whether young or old, PNM got to go.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Go ahead, call away, calling from, let us know, and what's your contribution on the number one program, The Ground Report, and on Guile this morning.
Yes, good morning. My contribution is I would really like to hear you play that tape which the Bajan man played, did recently. Put it on every single morning so that we will be able to educate the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Bang, 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 bang.
What's your contribution on Caller, morning to you.
Andy, you remember last night after the program they had with Mickie K, the Lamo sing a song. The Lamo sing a song. I want all to play that song, boy. The Lamo sing the Lamo sing a song last night about the racial thing and we going up, we ain't going down. I want all to play that song, boy.
Send that song from my WhatsApp.
That play a guy last night.
Send this. No, well, somebody, I guess somebody has sent it from me. Whoever have it, or let's send it to me at 366-305 on WhatsApp.
I don't have it, but I hear last night. I listened to it after Andy K show. The man Mickie K, when he was having the program with the woman.
All right, if anybody know the tune, please always send it there for me. If anyone only know the tune, send it there for me on WhatsApp. Okay? All right. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
Andy, morning. Call from St. Joseph. You get the number was sent for you?
Hey, yes, and I want to organize and call him today. I'm going to look to see if I can get on team day now.
All right, Paulo. Let's call the final.
All right.
All right, take care.
Andy, ¿cómo te here? ¿Cómo te here? Well, all right. Rowley gone.
Go ahead, live caller. Pleasant good morning to you. And we're calling from what's your contribution?
Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning, Ground Report.
Nice. Good morning to you.
You all keep saying Trinidadians are stupid, and they are stupid. Really and truly, they are stupid, and you need to pound that in the head. They are stupid. Because the carnival is out there and they're jumping up like jackass outside there, but they wouldn't go and fight for what they want outside there. Listen, guys, Rowley got to go, the Chinese got to go, the Jamaicans got to go, the Syrians got to go, and leave Trinidadian alone. Whenever the Jamaicans get deported from England, from New York, from wherever, and they land back in Jamaica, they do not receive them. They're looking to jump on where they're going. Now, it's carnival, and they're all coming in. Guys, wake up. Stupidity, wake up. Jackass, hello, wake up.
Bang, 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 bang.
And I have to listen to that foolishness. The people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? And you all send your all voice notes. I'll play voice notes in a little bit, but we'll take the live calls as it come in. We want to know what's your front burner? What's your contribution for me to save Trinidad and Tobago? What's your understanding of what you need to put out there? Because again, in order for Trinidad and Tobago to grow, the PNM got to go. Go ahead, caller.
Morning again, gentlemen. The Barack Paul here again. Gentlemen, well, you know, the call was for Kamala need to bring out the people who should put up for election and all kind of thing. Well, that process is done. The woman come out, she said, oh, they have finally done all the screening process, they selected the people and thing. And you know, everything that's come in a way to expose the hypocrites and the backbiters and them. You see how much of them, because they didn't get chosen, now they want to pack up and go and form all kind of different party and thing. And that's what we need. We need some kind of ethnic cleansing from the kind of hypocrisy, because when you're going forward in something, everybody had to go forward together. You can have people coming and infiltrating your your organization and play like the little rich boy. Because he just bring the bat and ball to the game. If he ain't get what he wants, he take it back and go home. We don't need that to carry this country forward. And we need somebody with this leadership quality that is calm, focused, have integrity, and could present to the population. Hear what? I and my committee had screened and selected these candidates to represent Trinidad and Tobago. The ones on them who want to make trouble and create bacchanal because they want to get, you don't need a government, especially in this time that we're facing in this country, where decision would have to be made. It mightn't be the most popular decision, but it have to be made in order to carry this country forward because of the destruction that Rowley has done to this country for the last 10 years. And anytime you see you have these kind of hypocrites and them in an organization where they feel that they're supposed to have more of the say, and they have to always look for some kind of platform to make them feel relevant, and they cannot go with the ideology and the philosophy of the leadership and the party where they want to carry the country for the betterment for all of Trinidad and Tobago, not just a particular group like what the PNM philosophy is. When you vote UNC, the country benefits. When you vote PNM, only the party benefits, and the people that support them benefits. I don't want to be in a country where when a political leader say, hey, hear what, I am the prime minister now for the country, and then the country divided more than before. And then you could blatantly see who benefits in the country rather than the country benefits. And that is why this country reached where it is today. For 10 years, we had a man that all he focused on was who supported the party, and the own supporters that supported him didn't even benefit from bettering their lives and their family lives and the state of their livelihood and all these kind of things. So I am totally satisfied now that we have gotten this screening situation behind the backs now, what we need to do now is a focus on one thing. Getting outside there when the election is called and put our voting finger where we need to put it, which is under the rising sun, for our representative by Ms. Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Because let me tell you something, it wouldn't have another bright day in this country if ever the PNM win back the election in Trinidad and Tobago. And I said it already, and I want to say it before I leave again. I want one thing from the PNM, to show me all the manifesto for the last 10 years and tell me what have been accomplished from that manifesto, that you all could come now and tell me why I should even think about voting for the PNM, or why even the PNM supposed to be a contestant in this election. It should have some law in this country that if you don't fulfill at least 50% of your manifesto promises to the people, because that is what the contract you brought to the table when you decided that we must hire you. If you haven't followed by law, you're supposed to be disqualified from ever being part of a political organization or ever put yourself up again to represent the population, because there's a liar. And just like everything else that comes out from Rowley mouth, the whole PNM is just a lie. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Take care.
Thank you very much, caller. Nice, I'm going to play some voice notes here real quick. By the meanwhile,
vote them out.
Andy, boy, I got so much things to do. Andy, the next time you gotta have some fun of things called.
take that call or go back to voice notes. When it have no call there. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mickie K. Now, what I want to say this morning, Rowley is stepping down as Prime Minister on the 16th of March. Why don't he step down as leader of the party too? Step down as leader of the party and call an election. Because he's not brave enough to do that. He's just playing games. He wants to be there. He's stepping down as Prime Minister, but he still wants to be there to harass people and to talk all kind of stupid kind of talk. Why don't he step down as leader of the party too and call a general election? Which will be better for the country and for everybody. You know? What type of game is he playing? What, he waited till September month when he had the convention, then to call a leader? Look here in Canada, people didn't want Trudeau. He stepped down as leader of the party. Now they select a leader of the party already. They're going to call general election in about a month time from now. Why Rowley do the honorable thing and call an election? You know? He'll be only talking once in a crap about Kamala. He have nothing better to talk. You know, all the money thief. He talking about people in UNC thief money. How much money he and Imbert and Senna and all these guys thief. You know? So he wants to put blame on other people. But people in Trinidad, you all have to open all the eyes. Open all the eyes and vote out PNM in this election coming. And I am saying to Rowley, you're going to the States for medical treatment because your days are numbered. But before you go to Jamaica, you have to pay for a lot of stuff. I know you have to pay with that suffering. The same way you suffer the people in Trinidad, the same way God is going to suffer you. And then He's going to take you. You're not going to go so easy. You understand? Because you're a terrorist. Your government is a terrorist government. Sitting in parliament. All terrorizing people. You know? And the police can't touch you all because the police is PNM. Understand? So, Rowley, when you come back from wherever you're going, California, wherever, step down as leader of the party, and you say you're stepping down as Prime Minister in 16, call a general election. Call a general election before the end of March. Okay? I think that will be the best thing for everybody. Anyhow, Andy, I would say. Bye.
Thank you very much. Morning, caller. Where are you calling from? And what's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
A pleasant good morning, Andy. Ann Brown here. Mr. Lennox, Mickie, Director, our Guile Family Workers Platform, and all on the live stream. Let me add another contribution this morning on our foreign exchange direct earner. I don't know how many people could remember under the UNC government, a state-of-the-art cutting-edge nursing academy was built at El Dorado Road, which is sitting closed. That academy, which could have been a foreign exchange earner to boost our economy. This is called medical tourism. Our medical professionals are so highly trained. They are employable anywhere they migrate to. People remember that when the UNC win, we all win. Have a great day, gentlemen.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Go ahead, caller. Listen over you. Yeah, man. Go ahead. Don't wait. Listen to me on the phone.
Right. Andy, Mr. Barapor, whoever they calling before the last speaker there, and say about PNM is fixed. people. The people that PNM is fixed is the 1%, the rich to get richer. And if you look good, Lavantil and the areas that we PNM never lost, worse off than the areas we oppose PNM. All the areas that we PNM doing better off than the areas that we PNM is win. And if you look at the PNM supporters, wait as they really get from PNM under UNC, under Camilla, AGC workers benefit a pension plan, and UNC had a member of the union on every board to represent workers. So what it is we talking about? PNM in gain, nobody, nothing. The Chinese benefiting, is the 1% benefiting, and the Indians who feel the white is we benefiting. All you check it out.
And Bong, the problem is that UNC don't win, UNC can't win, and UNC will never win.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Marval. I want you to know something, right? It had a time where around Carnival time, we used to see charter flights coming in. Big plane, landing with 400 passengers. The planes are them full to capacity, right? And immigration officers used to be under pressure. Sometimes they sit down under a boot and they move until the shift done, right? And even if the shift done, they had to go and just close off. The other lady supervisor just close them off. They couldn't even take lunch properly. You just sit down with your food, go and buy your food and have it by your boot. So whenever you have a little lull, whenever you can get a chance to close off your boot, you eat something in between the flights and you go your way. That's how it used to be. Sometimes you couldn't even get up to go and pee, right? Now, how much extra flights have been added on, right? You hearing any extra flights coming? I don't think so. You could check it and see. They have an app called Flight Radar, and you can see all the flights that come into Trinidad and Tobago, right? If they add on any extra flights to the Carnival, I don't think so. And how much of them flights come in full? I don't really know, right? But the thing about it is, right, as far as I am made to understand, and you can verify with CSO if you don't think is, if you want to check the figures, since this government come into power, every year the amount of people that coming in for Carnival is decreasing. Less and less people coming in to play Carnival every year, right? There has been no increase. Besides that, right, look at it this way. All the people, of all the people that would come into Trinidad to play Carnival, right, is people who are living abroad, who are citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So they have family here. And when they come here, their family go take care of them. Yes, some of them might stay in hotel and wherever it is. And they said no, they would have said down their money beforehand to pay for their mask costume. But most of the time, it's citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that just coming back home to enjoy the 2 days mask. They take a little time off to come and jump up and think with their family and go back. Right? They may spending no money down here. Right? The money just circulating within the economy. Right? It's the local people spending the money. There hardly have foreigners coming again. Worse yet because of the advisories and so on. Look at that. Under the UNC government, we had visa-free entry to so many countries. Now I had to get ETA to go into the European Union. You had to get some kind of paper or some kind of travel authorization to get into the EU, the European Union now. And you could have go in there free without a visa for 90 days. Now, under the PNM government, you had to go back, you had to get a paper, a ETA, right? Some travel authorization you had to get before you could travel to Europe for any length of time, right?
True caller, true talk, right? Don't lie, go ahead.
Also, right, look at it this way, right? Mr. Rowley, the man from Barbados hit the nail on the head. Mr. Rowley, for his 10 years, in government, but acting like a little boy for all of those years. He never make a go. He always complaining. He was like a little school child, complain about who doing this and who doing that and who this and who that and who the other. And then he want to play big and high and mighty. Who want to see me? Why they want to see me for all kind of thing. Good riddance to him. And we go say good riddance to the PNM. Now on that note, right, the holy month tomorrow night, the Muslim community going to be looking for the holy month of Ramadan. They're going to look for the moon, right? So let me take this opportunity to wish the members of the Muslim community in Trinidad and Tobago Ramadan blessings, right? Because Ramadan going to either start Saturday or Sunday, depending on if they see the moon tomorrow night, right? So happy Ramadan to all the Muslims. Be safe outside there. Pray for this country during this holy month, right? When all you go to all your mosque and thing, pray for Trinidad and Tobago. Put down all your head on the ground and beg Allah to save this country from our next term of office from the PNM, right? Let them bring in another party, right? Let them bring in the coalition of interest. Let them make a way so the coalition of interest will get into power and that we will be able to save this country from what it is and bring it out from what the deplorable state that it is in right now. Have a nice day, gentlemen. And next thing, look at, I don't know if all you reading the papers over the weekend, but the immigration office in San Fernando shut down until further notice. Right now, they're telling people it's because of some sewer problem in the building. But what I heard, and if you look at what Daphne Bartlett said in her statement as the president of the San Fernando Chamber of Commerce, is that immigration was evicted from the building for not paying rent. Right? You go tell me, Mr. Fitzgerald Hines is the Minister of National Security, right? And under his watch, this is the first time it happened that immigration get evicted from our building, that a government office was evicted, right? If it's true, it is allegedly that a government office has allegedly been evicted from our building because of not paying rent, right? I mean, this is shame. A big department like immigration. What really going on? What really going on, right? You're bringing the ministry into disrepute, right? That is Fitzgerald Hines, right? A big department like immigration right now, all them people from South, all Rio Claro, Princeton, wherever it is, whoever want to get immigration services, have to go to Port of Spain now, right? Or if it's passports, they gotta go to a point, right? It's about the same distance, right? Look at the inconvenience because all they didn't want to pay, because all they didn't pay no rent, and all they lying and telling people, oh, it's because of some sewer problem in the building. I mean, man, come on, something had to give, right? Let me get rid of this government now, right? Let me get rid of these people because everything falling apart. Have a nice day.
Good morning to Andy, Mickie, and Lennox. Mr. Podespin, why you don't go and get a life? Right? You and your partner, Mr. Rowley, but all your stupid because look what's going on in the country. Open your eyes and see what's going on, boy. Eh? You want to call people stupid, but you're more stupid because you listening to what PNM saying. You clown.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on your life.
Morning.
Andy, you see the Chinese and them? I hear a call this morning and I forget to call all and tell all of that. I see talking wrong, that it appears that Rowley and them, Rowley in particular and his government, are selling out this country to the Chinese, I see talking wrong. I don't know how true it is, but that's why I get to understand. The other thing, you see that Dragon deal, it did. You see what Trump do? Trump revoked Biden, all Biden business, considering with deals and all this kind of thing. So the Dragon is good as dead. So this Chindian that he imposing upon Trinidad and Tobago, people of Trinidad and Tobago better know, right? They better put good sense in their head and get rid of this evil, wicked, nasty PNM, You understand? Because it appears that if this continue, we might end up with a serious case of genocide in this country, you know. Those are the possibilities, you know. Because one buffoon resigning and another buffoon being imposed upon us. Where is a buffoon country? Look, I go on here, God bless.
Toaster, why you shut your damn mouth? You tight tongue. Carry back the people, Toaster.
Good morning, Andy, my friend. I won't come up Prasad to just leave Gary alone. Let him bray all he wants at the end of the day. He and all his candidates will all lose their deposits when the election is called. The UNC must continue to focus on the wasteful mismanagement of the PNN. They have to go. Remember, yellow is the code. When the UNC wins, you win, people. And let's all be safe out there today. Port of Spain, take this for your worthless, foolish contribution.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Good morning, Ground Report family. I saw in a TikTok last night that Maduro is surrendering to the U.S. government. I am not sure if that is true or fake. If it is, if somebody can just, tell us if that is fake or if that is true. And he's also, putting the Biden administration help him to bring those gangs into America and all of that.
Pleasant good morning to the Ground Report, to all the affiliated agencies, Mickie K, Lennox Smith, Andy Williams. This is South Golconda. I just wanted to put in something where I think plenty of people know about what's going on with the EGC and the houses them down in Golconda, Phase 1 and Phase 2 and other areas, where they build houses for the poor class and middle class and rent it out to us to own. But somehow or the other, I'm not sure that only certain class of people get to rent to own, and the poor class, they have them now just renting. So since the COVID, when we got an ease of the rent, who was paying $1,200 and who had to pay $8, was all right for a while. Then all of a sudden you come back now in the later half year and threatening people with bills where they had from since COVID, 28,000, 38,000, and telling people they have to pay it, otherwise they will be evacuated. Now where we are down in Golconda here is like on the bone. So it's called like we're not part of San Fernando again, so the pushes in the penal district constituency. And since before that, they stop sending maintenance workers. Nobody ain't coming and doing nothing, everything just deteriorating. And still want to turn around and tell people they're owing them, and if they ain't paying some of the money before March, they'll be evacuated. Now I want to know and see, I wanted to find out if that is true for the people to prepare themselves.
A pleasant good morning, Lennox, Andy, and Mickie. Pleasant good morning, everyone. Well, my front burner is just, again, we have to say, boy, be blessed with all the resources that God say will make this little island blessed with all these national resources that we have.
Natural.
We have potholes still in 2025, and we have a damn pitch lake down in the road down there, in Labre down there. We had to buy gas and pay $10 and $15 for gas, bottled gas to cook with and thing, and we have oil. What is really going on? We surrounded by water, rain falling. You telling me until we can have water in we taps this time of the year, 2025? We live in a hot climate country. We can have solar panel running now for people ACs to run freely and be comfortable. Schools comfortable. Them children and them still have to have fan, and parents have to buy fan for them. Kind of boy, look, Lennox, Andy, vote. Andy, good morning again. Andre, you're 100% right. Everything is politics, and some of them people in the church arena, they have to switch gears. And how? Look, let me ask you a question, Andy. And the people going to church, there's no who preaching to their flocks that is be saying what is right and what is wrong. So you telling me they may know what is wrong and right now? To talk to the flocks and say, well, look, you're not getting nothing to eat, you're getting nothing to drink, your children suffering, your people suffering. That is not that is good or that is bad. So them can't see that to tell the flocks and to tell them, well, look, you need to vote for the UNC for us to see if we can have a better life, to move forward and stop this thing. As you say, I don't want to get into politics, but you want the money that coming that the government will be given to the churches because they may have to pay no taxes, right? But no, let me do the right thing. Get these people and them voting, UNC, and we go live better, man. Come on, church people, let me do the right thing.
Morning ground report team. Andy, that pan more looking like a doubles are gone.
Morning, gentlemen. I'm now here, Mr. Barapo, and well said, Mr. Barapo. Our net foreign exchange earner, Petro closed down. But something I like, maybe Lennox to investigate. The Prime Minister always talking about how the refinery, the amount of oil to refine was very costly, but he never mentioned what about the byproducts. We used to make money, we used to export the byproducts. Please make an investigation, Lennox, and let us know. I don't know, I'm a layman, I don't know the amount of products that we used to get from the oil, the byproducts, so we will know how we were led astray and we were led down the wrong path by this wicked PNM government and the Prime Minister, because there were thousands of products, I understand, that we get from the oil when we refine it. So please let us know so the public will know where we were scammed of our main foreign exchange earner, Petrotrin. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Some of the byproducts is like bitumen. That you need that in other pit roads. Jet fuel, diesel, original gas, super, premium. By the amount that byproducts our refinery was making. Wow. This nasty taxing, lying, thieving, piping, crackhead government. Sprung us. Well, they sprung us. Politically, they ain't good. But let me continue with all here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me do let these sprangers and them get to us. All right, let me don't let these spangers get us. But let's finish these voice notes and then I'll take some calls, man. It's just about 2 more voice notes or so.
Morning, Andy, the Pitbull, Lennox, my blessed brother Mickie, and all the listeners, all. Here, Andy, we really had to pull up on Mickie K, you know. This man only vacationing and going down the island with boats and thing with these PNM ladies, man, while we have an election to win, and the man not coming on the radio and coming and talking and so on. No, after Valentine's Day, no, he in Tobago finishing up the touches on Shampa Kojo mask costume. I don't know. I don't know what's the attraction on this man and this lady, Minister Shampa Kojo. The man I want to come in left Tobago and come in Trinidad and do no work at all, boy, Mickie, Lennox, I mean, and Andy. We had to do something by call Mr. Tabakit boy, and see Mr. Tabakit. He's the biggest Obiama in Trinidad. He could whatever spell Shampa put on Mickie, he could spell it. All he had to say the spirit of Bob and them thing kind of thing, you know, and maybe they're gonna help Mickie. We had to detach Mickie from them PNM ladies, boy. I don't know, boy. Later.
Ay. Andy, good morning again to you, Lennox, Mickie, and to everybody. Dr. Ghani was just on CNC3, and he is saying, well, he's confirming that Keith Rowley is resigning as Prime Minister, but not as political leader of the PNM. Now, I remembered when in 2013, when Penny and them was campaigning for internals, but campaign was you cannot have a separate leader. You have to have one leader for both as Prime Minister and as political leader. So how come it is now that you have the two different situational ethics with the PNM? I remembered this man, Louis Lee Singh, writing an article to Hell in a Handbasket in 2013, saying that if Dr. Rowley can change the constitution of the PNM to facilitate non-paying members to vote for him, right? What is he going to do with the constitution, the country's constitution, if he becomes prime minister? Well, it's water under the bridge now. We saw what this man has done, butchering every single thing, interfering in every single institution. And that is what PNMites like. But PNMites, you have a different prime minister and a different political leader. Keith Rowley changed the constitution of the PNM, and he put off the internal and the convention. And he anointed who he wants. You cannot have it both ways. It's either or. And the PNMites not seeing that. They're not seeing something wrong in that. But coming to talk about Kamala had to go, and Kamala this and Kamala that. Right? Mind all your business. Clean Bali's house before they try to clean somebody else's house. Drink all your water and mind all your business. And use a power washing in Bali's house for the filth that's going on inside of there. And all they turning a blind eye to it. Andy, you know, there is a saying, well, not a saying, but a little skit with the three monkeys, deaf, dumb, and blind. Well, that's PNM supporters. But they want to come and tell other people how to live. Thanks a lot, Andy. Take care.
Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, wherever you are. Miss Central, thank you very much. Well spoken this morning, Miss Central. You couldn't say it better. You understand? We, as the senior citizens, have to remember our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. You understand? We all have to live here after the election, and we have to get rid of the PNM. But the PNM is toxic. There's no good for this country. No good at all. Rowley have to go. Miss Central, thank you very much, and you have a blessed and wonderful day. Andy Lennox, good morning. Andy, it have a tape with my sees Mickie and Aisha, right? I would like you to find that tape and play it when Mickie was telling Aisha, me and Abel with this PNM thing. See if you get that and play it, please.
The powder Spain buck, PNM buck, like they feed you this morning now. We come out from by. I thought he was guarding the structure next to Bally's house. I hear the higher tie up down in the basement. Why don't go back underneath there?
Mr. Dokus, Victor Roberts made a claim that persons who are not members of the UNC are being screened. Is that democratic? Answer that first, please. They are studying PNM business. You know what is amazing with this scholar? He keeps saying, I don't know. I hearing that, but you're confirming, you're talking sure that it is because of the rent. All it is just talk, and that is the problem with all you just give all them out liberty. That is why persons were removed from 104.7 for slandering people's name and cause the radio station overheard.
Talking stupidness. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Andy. This is Diego Martin on the line. A couple of issues I have to raise. One, I agree with a statement made by the oncoming Prime Minister to be the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, when she made a scathing attack, which is reality, that KCR closed down Petrotrin, which was basically the largest foreign exchange revenue earner, to get into diversifying the economy by selling scrap iron to earn foreign exchange. Isn't that amazing that we have a Prime Minister doing that to our country? But my critical issue today, and this is why I continue to say, the national print media, most of them, and some of the electronic media, are the mouthpiece of the PNM. Today, on the front page, you know what should have been there? A picture of the chairman of the EOT. She was an ex-PNM senator. She must be fired by a next PNM senator, the one who is now in the highest office and who liked to pontificate the gospel of the PNM. The attack on the current chairman for the distasteful act against Vera Bajan is unquestionably a part of the PNM playbook, which is discrimination. And in the first judgment in the lower court, the judge said, she used some strong words, people have to read it, hate, and she was basically referring to a song by one of those singers, hate, hate, hate. And that is the mantra of the PNM. And we could extrapolate that to judgment in the police service recently, where the promotional exercise was one basically on discrimination, because they got rid of the first tier of like the appraisal. They got rid of the second one in a kind of way. If you fail, you could go through. And the third one, which is basic subjective, I am hearing, I'm not saying it has happened there, that when certain low-performing policemen went to that interview, and during that interview, they asked for the CV, and some of them pull out the Balize card, and I hear they get good mark. What that judgment on the police services, it has showed us that the hierarchy of the police service, the ACP, the DCP, and probably the acting COP, the previous COP, all of them moving up the rank is questionable. And based on what the judgment is, they probably were failures at the lower rank, but because they had a Valise card in the CV, which is we are seeing now, they have moved up. And that is why the police service has been unable to arrest crime and mitigate crime. If you have failures at the top.
And the call is finished?
Where's
No,
that?
I'm still here.
Yeah.
If you have failures at the top of the police service, then nothing can happen under. Even
Actually, the call is
second
finished
division
because I too didn't know about the immigration matter. So as usual, we are always thorough here. I did research it, and especially when I heard Mr. Porter usually totally empty vessel making plenty noise, knows nothing, of course, accusing others of that which isn't him. Well, I have the article in front of me here, and I want to commend the caller for bringing it to our attention. And to read from it, I want to read from it. So, of course, so Mr. Porter will know that when knowledgeable callers call here is as a result of the fact that they know that they have to come with solid information. Otherwise, of course, it will be refuted immediately with research. So listen to this. Alarm as immigration office shuts in San Fernando. That is in today's Express, just in case Mr. Porter Spain wants to do what is honorable. The immigration division of the Ministry of National Security in San Fernando is closed until further notice, as indicated by signage on the building. Of course, the second paragraph will put it in perspective one time. A source closer to the operations of the South Office said that the reason for the closure is the alleged problems with the facilities and non-payment of rent for the space. Let me repeat. And non-payment of rent for the space. I don't need to go further. So you know there are those persons who does not know and does not know they do not know, or like him, he may be he knows a little, but a little information is dangerous. So you cannot make an outright regurgitation of what Rowley would say. Rowley would say a person doesn't know. But then they went on, of course, to say that they know. That is what he did. He parroted what Rowley say, and only, of course, to fall into what I consider to be off a precipice. Let me repeat. A source closer to the operations of the South Office said that the reason for the closure is the alleged problems with the facility and non-payment of rent for the space. So the caller was correct when he expressed his concern that the government has not been paying even its rental bill to such an important and crucial and strategic facility in this country. Well done, caller. Well done, caller. Well done. Go ahead, Andy.
Bang, bang, bang. The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from, and what's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Hi, good morning, Andy and Lennox. I real late this morning, but my phone giving me some real trouble this morning. I miss out on the program and I miss hearing the contributions from all the beautiful people on this program. But anyway, I'm gonna catch up with it tomorrow. Please go. I'll check it out. So I just want to say, something, Andy. If I could make a wish, if I could make something happen, if I had the power, I heard Rowley saying last night that he's going to be resigning on the 16th of March. Andy, I wish that I could make the 16th of March be March 2015 instead of 2025. Because if we had gotten rid of Rowley 10 years, if he'd resigned, if he didn't come on the scene since 2015, Trinidad would have been spared of 10 years of misery, 10 years of crime, 10 years of everything negative things. All this man did was make Trinidad and Tobago a hell instead of the heaven that it was. You understand? So are you going now? Where you going? Where you going? He had to stay right there because he's going to jail. That is the only place he's going. You understand? And what this man, I see this man stand. How are you running now? You mess up everything. You mash up everything. You destroy everything. You make everybody's life miserable. To show clearly you didn't care about Trinidad and Tobago. You didn't care about the people. And now you stand up proud and say you're going. What is your legacy? Your legacy is a legacy of total destruction to my beautiful nation. Anyway, people, we go continue. You will talk tomorrow, please, God. And not you will talk, but you go talk. So, have a blessed day, everybody, and be safe out there. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Andy, well said, well said. We loving it on the grounds here. We love that clip you just showed there, Andy. What, oh good. You have people bawling right now on the grounds. Yeah, they love what they're seeing and they love what they're hearing. You understand? They say it's like, please believe it or not. That is good. Now let us say it again once more for the uneducated ones in them. This is a strong platform, educated, solid. Anything you can think about positive, this program have it. You understand what I'm saying? Trinbagonians, they can say what they want, they can do what they want, Andy. Right now, we have to get out a nasty, thief and lying, piping, sprung and dirty, corrupted, undermined, nasty, stinking, dirty PNM. Hurl, hurl, hurl. And it's that, Andy. Andy, and I also forget to mention, Mr. Fully Done Sport of Spain. He's the DMO for the dead, wicked, cold-hearted, undermined, nasty, corrupted, piping, sprung and dirty, stinking PNM. He is the DMO for it. Well, look, trouble here. But what madness is that? Who leading the blind? The blind leading the blind or the dead leading the dead? Man, go so. We ask him if you drink a hot cup of tea or hot water for the morning. PNM give you anything to bust that windpipe? That when pain, in your stomach, it's frying out your brains now. You understand that you're mentally off. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you, darling. I appreciate it. You understand? Thank you for the warm welcome and blessed morning to you and all the other strong supporters at the Ground Report as well, too. I tell you, it's goodness we need to restore back in this country. Once we get rid of them stinking, lying, thieving people and them, we good to go in this thing. And you see, anything that demonic, we getting rid of it. We have to break the curse on this wicked, cold-hearted PNM government. We had to get rid of it because at the end of the day, we all want to live better in this country. I say it and I'll say it again and let everybody understand it. Knock it in their head for them to understand it. PNM done dead, waiting to be buried, rotten and forgotten, straight to the political cemetery. PNM gone so. UNC all the way. And it's that. And Andy, if you get some chance, play back the little clipping what the woman made concerning about Mr. Fully Done now. Ask him if you went and take a detox as yet. Imagine that a woman had to make a whole video to put you on the spotlight. You're too nasty. Go and decay yourself. You understand? Take a proper detox and clear out that nastiness inside of your system. You're too wicked to yourself. Man, go so with your dead PNM government.
Ready for the PNM Port of Spain. Ready.
good morning again to you, Lennox, Mickie, and to everybody. Port of Spain, you ain't had no shame, you know. Like all the cover from the dump, eat your shame. It's or either that you put it in a grocery bag and you sky it on somebody's roof. You telling people to don't mind PNM business, but you knows all up in UNC business like a corner house, Marco. How you know that people not who are not members of the UNC are being screened? How you know that? You see what has happened to all you know what's in store for you. And that's why you get to know so like you have ants in your pants. You should be the last person to be talking about anybody. And there you go again. You don't know what went on at 104. You don't know. But it's so like gossip. Oh God, leave that for the women now. Leave that for the fab. The Women's League, the PNM women, leave that for them. You say as a man, stop spreading propaganda. Stop spreading lies, half-truths and innuendos. You're real shameless. Thanks, Andy.
Andy, I call you and left a message. I tell the Gadaha for a friend, people Gadaha, I want to be rich. Can he send a picture to you, picture of himself to you, so I can sell it? I can bottle that and sell it. I can be rich. My friends want to see what a two-foot Gadaha look like. And by the way, a black one too. So my friends, I can make a lot of money. Send them a picture, you Gadaha. They want to see a two-foot walking Gadaha. And next thing, Andy, Anne Brown was correct. The medical field, some of the doctors are so smart that they are leaving Trinidad. My niece and her husband left Trinidad because a high college, a big college in Pennsylvania, the main college in Pennsylvania, hired my niece and her husband to work as a cancer researcher. So you see, the smart people are leaving. My niece and her husband left. They working in for the school, the cancer research department. So you see, we gotta be making money in Trinidad. She's so correct. And that Gadaha, the people Gadaha, still within the picture, so I can make some money and we talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, yeah, it's 10 o'clock, you know.
Bang, bang, bang. The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Time check. It's exactly 10 a.m. I'm going to tell you all thanks so much for looking on to Guile, Trinidad and Tobago, Guile, the Caribbean, and spending time with us here on the number one program, The Ground Report. Don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation with yours truly, Lennox Smith. I know we not have no Corridor Transformation on Friday, please go. On behalf of the Ground Report team, yours truly, the Pitbull of radio, are saying, we are out of here.
With Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Bang, 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 bang.